Ladies and gentlemen, oops, wait. That's the button we push. Wayfarers back, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 11. Last time our players all died, but by the grace of God, or someone else, they were able to be raised again after feasting upon the questionable arm of a villain that they fought in a dark and spooky room. They have advanced further and further through the bandit's cave and are approaching a room that may hold someone resembling the final boss. What will become of the Wayfarers tonight? Find out right now with Wayfarers.
Yes, indeed. Hello. It seems that my attempts to kill off everybody in the campaign didn't really stick last time, so we're back to see if I can't murder them once again. It is fantastic to see you all. Jimothy, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Pig, Mendax, Call, who has been having some tough roles this campaign so far. It is wonderful to see all of you. How are you guys doing?
Bloody good, eh? Good to be back. It's been 3 weeks, I think. So
Yeah.
the last couple of months we've been a little bit light, but it's good to be. I got my dice. I got a chance to roll dice. That's fun.
Hell yeah. You do indeed have your dice, good sir, and you just actually finished off a subathon. So congratulations on that, Mr. Pig. I hope that went well, and I hope you were able to sleep for at least 2 days straight afterwards.
I don't know, man. I've actually woken up on the wrong side of the bed today, so today I'm having a really shit day. But I think it's going to get better because playing D&D is going to be good. But no, it's good. I apologize for my part in delaying the show. Everybody out there, we all take turns. We never all have one thing on the same. It's always like everyone else is free, and then I'm like, oh, sorry guys, gone for 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to us getting back into it. We can definitely do 2 weeks in a row. Oh wait, we can't. Valencia's next week. Sorry guys, but hopefully the week after that we can be back on the normal 2 week schedule.
Yeah. Pig, why is your day poopy? What's wrong?
I don't know, mate. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. And my coffee ran out as well. You know when you're already a bit tired, didn't sleep well, and my coffee ran out, so it was a twofer. Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
No shot. No shot. All right, well, we'll give you a pass on this one, Nigel. We'll be extra nice to your character tonight.
That's all right. D&D is always, I can sit back, no APM required for this game. It's all in the head, roll the dice, that sort of stuff. So I've got some new spells I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a chance to use, and I'm excited, man.
Whenever I don't have coffee for a day, I get a very tough headache, and that's how I know I'm an addict.
Mm-hmm. That's caffeine addiction right there, my friend.
Strong coffee in the morning. Black, nothing with it. Very strong. Like a sludge.
That sounds actually really bad. But,
it's great.
All right, hey, you know what? To each their own.
It gives me powers.
If you leave it out for like a few hours, it's
the
almost
black
a muffin.
tar coffee.
A coffee muffin. Sounds pretty good. It's like coffee cake.
It's a paste he scrapes out. He doesn't realize the coffee grounds. That's not actually the coffee. You're not supposed to eat that.
You're not.
It's the liquid below. No, you're not actually supposed to.
You know how there's lots of those like Asian desserts where it'll be like a jelly with like some shaved ice and stuff. Now I'm just imagining like a gelatinous cube, but Carl's like pouring a beaker of coffee over it before biting into it. And
yes.
Yeah, it would be like a tarry gooey coffee treat.
Yes.
A coffee cube. I'm gonna write that down. That's like a pretty good idea.
Just throwing out $1 million ideas here.
Yeah, it's just seeing what I can pick up here real quick. Great, coffee cube. Well, fantastic. I am so excited to be back and playing D&D with all three of you guys and gals. Who remembers where we left off? There was actually quite a bit of stuff that happened in the last session. Anybody want to try to take that on? Or I can give you some reminders.
Ooh!
All right. Cole, go for it.
There was an elf lord, an elf person, who was a prisoner there, and he was from Hope's End, the little town that's very sadly named. And he was very concerned at first because, Mendax, she'll chop people into pieces, and it's kind of alarming. But once he calmed down, he told us that the big boss would be
perhaps through one of the doorways, which was close to us, and we even saw him eating things and stuff in there.
I believe his name was Lofadal, right?
Lorfadal,
Lorfadal.
the big boss man. Yes, indeed. The elf's name was Hoffel, and he was certainly not a lord. He is a farmer, but close enough.
The Lord of Farmers.
If you need that, sure. He's a very good farmer.
Lord of the land.
Yes.
Okay.
Lord of the Harvest.
Sure. Why not? You guys also
Wind
took
considers him a lord, and Carl knows because he can speak it.
I did learn to speak wind 2 episodes ago.
Not even gonna dignify that with a response this time. You also took a bandit prisoner, who is, I believe, still tied up from you guys. I think I named him Billy. I didn't write his name down. So I usually call bandits that I don't know their names Billy.
Oh, there was also the wolf. So,
there is, yeah.
So
yeah.
Mendax, after slaking her lust for vengeance and bloodshed by killing a bunch of bandits, saw a nice puppy dog and just wanted to see it hop away free. And it was caged up with a collar and stuff, and it couldn't get out, and it was going to eat the elf. But we didn't want to kill the wolf. We wanted to set it free, so it could live its happy wolf life outside. So we pushed the crate over to the doorway, and it just leapt out to God knows where.
It did not. It was still in the crate at the time.
It was eating the
it's
dead
definitely,
corpse.
yeah.
And it lived happily
eating,
ever after.
Yeah. No, it's definitely
Joined
still
its
in the
pack.
cage.
No, I'm pretty sure it joined its pack, had lots of little wolf pups.
Nah. I remember this part very clearly. It's definitely still in the cage. I believe that, Nigel, you used your newfound necromancy powers, and you moved one of the dead bandits into the cage, and it started eating it. And you guys just called it good at that point, and kind of were like, yeah, that's just going to take care of itself, and nothing horrible could happen as a result of this.
True.
Yes, indeed. Once again, the party showing absolute disrespect for just how sparingly I should be using my 3rd and 4th level spell slots, using it to bait a wolf. This is my humanitarian offering, or animalitarian offering, whatever. Peter better send me a thank you letter, and so should Mendax, because I wasted a 3rd level spell slot on that.
You invested it in saving a puppy dog who was just a scared little dog.
No, it was a big wolf that was.
That's
certainly
your interpretation.
Very rabid.
No,
I mean,
it's a forest puppy.
I mean, you can think whatever you want, but I'll let you know what it is.
Fair enough.
Yes, you guys saved the quote-unquote forest puppy. Who knows what is going to happen to it? Is it just going to come back in the room and eat Huffle? Who knows? We'll have to find out later. You guys then opened. There were two doors in this room that had the elf and the bandits that you brutally assassinated, and the one that you tied up. And there were 2 doors. One of them was locked. You decided to leave that one alone for the time being, and you decided to go after Lorfadal, who Billy the bandit said was in that room right over there. I believe you guys just opened the door and you walked in, and I gave you his description. He is it's just like a mass of like flesh, I would say. He's a giant. He looks even ogreish at this point, and has like this purple, lavish gold gem encrusted crown, and kind of matching purple cape to suit. He has no shirt, and he's just like totally destroying some food on the table, getting grease stains everywhere, just bits of food flying all around. And it looks like there are 5 servants in that room that are bringing more food from the tables nearby to his main table. And the last thing that you saw was that he was picking his teeth very casually. I believe, Mendax, you passed your perception and you saw that was actually kind of a tiny, well, for him, tiny, but for you guys, it would be pretty normal sized, like a rapier that had sort of this slot that was cut out into it that looks like it could house maybe a gem of some sort or some other type of thing. And that was it. I believe that's where we left off. You guys are in the room. You're staring down this giant ogre Lorfadal guy. Is there anything you guys wanted to clarify or do or make sure that I know before we start today's session?
Just so the viewers are aware, I'm at full health, 76 hit points. We just leveled up to level 7 recently, actually.
Level 7.
Yeah. And I have, with my keen Birdbarian reflexes now, have advantage on all initiative rolls.
Make sure you remember that and let me know, because I'll forget, certainly. Yeah, you guys all got your level 7 abilities. I forgot what spells you picked, Nigel, if you want to remind me.
Yeah, I've got a greater invisibility. So it's a
right.
1 minute concentration invis. Obviously, I can only have one concentration spell running at a time. It doesn't break when attacking or interacting with objects. So it's
Insane.
Yeah, if I was to put that on Mendax or Carl in a fight, I'm not sure. Do they get? Is it just like advantage on anything? They can't be targeted by the enemies. I guess like everything they do is a surprise attack, right?
In a sense, I'd have to look up exactly what the ramifications of that spell would be, but yeah, they would, unless the creature or thing that they're fighting has some way to detect them other than sight. That's definitely possible. And there are things that can just kind of sense stuff through the ground, or they have magical sight, or things like that that can get around invisibility. But certainly versus like humans, if you were to cast that on Mendax, for instance, every one of her attacks would most certainly be surprise, which would give her sneak attack every single time. And she would just go around popping people into balloons filled with blood, and then they're just kind of exploding.
Heck yeah. Well, I've also got Phantasmal Killer, where I create a nightmare of the creature, of a certain creature's worst nightmare. So basically, I target a creature, tap into its mind, and create what it's most afraid of, and it has to do a Wisdom saving throw each turn. If it fails, it takes 4d10 damage from the failed save, and
Crazy.
obviously, if it's afraid as well, as long as that's around, it has disadvantage on all rolls, and it cannot move closer to the phantasm that it's afraid of. So there's just basically wherever I place it as well, I can kind of make sure it's always backing away from it potentially.
That's so sick. Yeah, that's such a cool ability. I love that you took that, and I am excited to create some fears for these NPCs. Awesome. Mendax, I think you got something with your level 7 level up as well, or was it kind of just a bland level up for you? I couldn't remember.
It was mostly a bland level up. I think it was mostly, let me see. I don't think it was anything really. I think it was, the evasion.
Oh, that's right. So now if you were to take half damage on a failed save or on a successful save, you just take no damage, I think.
Exactly. So successful save, no for dexterity, no damage. Failed save, only half damage.
Right. That's still really good. That is still most excellent. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I think we are good to go. Did you guys sneak into this room, or did you barge your way in? I believe the door was unlocked. What was your entrance
Mendax
strategy?
was peeking in. I think we were kind of poking our heads in.
Yeah,
Okay.
like heads poking over the side. Just looking.
Okay, sure. Let me roll a thing real quick. Nobody inside seems to notice you over the cacophony of eating noises that the Lorfadal is making. He's not very quiet, and he doesn't have very great table manners. So you are able to sort of peek in and see the room. It's a fairly small room compared to the rooms you've been in so far. We'll say it's about maybe 25 feet by 30 feet or so.
And
Pretty
for
small.
reference here, looking at the big map, this is room 12.
This is indeed room 12. Yep, you got it.
Splendid.
Yeah. What would you like to do, Mendax? You got the sort of the play on this one here. You don't believe you've been noticed, and your companions are behind you, hanging out.
Okay. I'm gonna pop back. Did I notice how many other bandits were in the room as well?
You saw 5 other figures that were bringing food to him on the table. They didn't really look like bandits, though.
Okay.
They were wearing plain clothes. They had sort of hoods over their heads. and almost robes. Think of it like that, very plain, simple robes, and they were bringing food to him.
Could they be butler bandits?
I mean, they could be a lot of things.
Maybe they're working their way up. Maybe they get hazed first. First month of banditry.
It's
is
dishwashing.
Table service.
Yeah,
You never know.
They might be bandits, but they're not savages. They have to learn to set a table.
it's true. Wait, bandits are normally savages.
They can be a bandit, but not a savage. Robin Hood was a bandit, but not a savage.
He was a rare exception. He had principles in a larger scheme at play, rather than just getting by and robbing people. But anyways,
I'm just saying, we can't make the assumption necessarily.
should we go in blasting or have a plan?
I like plans.
Okay.
All right, guys. All I see
Plan
is
it out.
one very large, and I mean very, very large fucker in there. No shirt. Totally disgusting. Just gravy all down between his nipples. Which are, by the way, nips to the wind in there. Pretty sure there might be a chicken nugget in his belly button. Quite disgusting. But I didn't see any other necessarily targets, just some people setting the table, and honestly, he might eat them next.
Should we talk to him or fight him?
I'm thinking we're fighting him. I don't want to. I've seen him chewing. I don't want to see him talking with all of that in his mouth. Can you imagine?
What if I talked to him and you snuck around the side of the room and then stabbed him in the back?
Definitely could do that, but there's only the one door in, so I feel like he might see me. There's not a lot to hide behind.
Well, either we go in blasting or we try to sneak in and get in a formation. If you could sneak in and hug the wall and get around away from the door, then I could go through the door and act like I came here by myself. And then
That's
boom,
true. If
you
you
get
went
him.
through the door and to a side,
Yeah,
I'd go in and sneak around the other side.
right.
I'll say that your thievish instincts definitely tell you that even you could not just sneak in, because it's literally like he's facing the door. Like he will see anybody that comes in. So unless you're invisible or something, which is not out of the field of possibility, you do not think that you'll be able to just like, I'm gonna sneak my way in there.
Unless
Yeah.
he was distracted by Nigel's pig.
I could always open up with a fireball.
by a
You don't mind
wolf.
the servants getting burnt. I assume they're
Is the
they're all
wolf
going to
still
turn
in
and
the
fight
cage?
us.
Has he scampered off yet?
You look over at the cage. You hear the sort of snarling and snapping of his mandibles as he chomps down on the remains of Bob the corpse. I think that you resurrected and then is now certainly dead again. So he's still in there. Is basically what I mean.
I mean, we don't necessarily need to use the wolf, but you could do the illusion of that wolf as a distraction.
Sure, if you want me to send that in, just so we can maybe get an attack off before they react. Where shall I send it? Just run across the tables?
Run across the tables and go on the other side of him so that he has to face away from the door because he's worried about it attacking him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could run under the table as well. It would be hard for him to grab it.
I think under the table actually will be less easy for them to discern that it's an illusion, as I'm not going to be able to knock any of the objects. So if it's darting under the table, it'll be easier for their brains to kind of, if I do mess up and accidentally pass through something with it, hopefully their brain will just kind of think they didn't see what they just saw. All right, I mean, I can send that in ahead. Once you two are in melee, I'm not going to be able to set things on fire very easily, so I could very easily distract them by setting them alight as well.
How about this? Nigel, you stand in the doorway, ready to blast them. I'll run in and to the left, and once I see him distracted by the illusion, I'll get his attention and say, "Fuck you, I'm called the Kenku." And then Mendax will sneak around the right, so that when he goes at me, I'm still against the wall, and you can just blast in there, and then Mendax can blast in there, and then he'll be dead.
Not a bad plan. Thinking of my magical abilities, I'm not sure I'll be able to blast him if you're both on either side of him. I will be able to set him on fire little by little, but I don't think it's going to contribute too much against something of that size. Remember, I have a minimum 20-foot radius fireball explosion, or if I use burning hands, it's also going to be shooting a giant cone forth from my hands. Both of these are going to catch you accidentally in the fire lines. It's fine if not. I mean, I can always use my Phantasmal Killer. I can stick to catapulting things. I've still got a few rocks on me that I can just catapult, but I'm not going to be able to fireball unless it's the opening spell of the entire fight.
Well, the messy approach is just to have you start. To shoot him.
Right. I mean, he'll probably be a bit worried about, singeing all of his grease-stained chest hair, so I'm sure he'll light up like a beacon. There's so much animal fat on that chest right now. He's going to basically deep fry at this point if you light him up.
I think it's a good way to start the fight then. Shall I enter the room first and just cast it, and you two run in as I'm casting it behind me?
Sounds fun.
All right.
Okay, what are we doing?
Ribbons, you'll come in and back us up as well, yeah?
Oh, yes, of course.
You can be the last into the room.
Okay, very good.
All right.
All right, what's the plan? Who's busting in? I heard different planes, so...
So I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna step into the room, shoot a fireball. Carl, you're gonna run in on the left. Mendax on the right. You two both good to go?
Ready. All good.
All right. All right. Gathering myself, I will shove the door open, step out into the middle, and launch a fireball straight at the greasy, gravy-encrusted chest hair of this big trucker.
Okay, you kick the door open, feeling very sure of yourself and heroic in this moment, and step forward, sort of heroically even, and you raise your wand into the air, and again that sort of small little pearl of fire begins to form. The room kind of stops for a second. The Olorfadal stops eating on the other side for a moment as he looks at you with kind of squinting at you to see what the heck's going on. You notice that the 5 people all turn and gasp at you. You see that their hands are shackled to each other, and they look like they're all female, just kind of in these simple robes. I will let you stop this cast if you want to.
Ah, shit. I will pause, and then I will we're gonna blast I'll let the fire disappear from the wand, and I'm going to quickly snatch a stone out of my pocket and catapult it at his chest/face.
Okay, sounds good. Is this an attack roll or is this a dodge roll for him?
This will be a 3rd level spell slot catapult. It is a dex saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to give him advantage on it because you did sort of hesitate and try to change up what you're doing. But he is not the most dexterous guy to begin with. What is the challenge rating we're trying to go for here?
So this is 14.
A 14. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get his stats real quick. Here he is. Okay, and he does not make it. He takes the damage as you even with you sort of hesitating for a moment, realizing what's going on. You pull this rock out of your pocket and you fire it off at this hulk of flesh. You don't even really know if he can move. He's so large. Give me some damage.
All right. That was level 3, so a level 3 catapult should be 5d8, I believe. Let me check that.
Whoa.
Yeah, 5d8. When it actually hits its target. Haven't been as lucky on that recently. 7, 6, 8. Oh my lord. 7, 5. Sorry.
33.
You guys have...
You're 33.
Thank you. And 4.
37. Yeah, you hurl this this almost tiny boulder at this point is what it really seems like at Lorfadal, and you the rock smashes actually right on his forehead. You hear this explosion as this rock disintegrates into powder essentially, and you see sort of dust obscuring your vision just for a little bit, and you hear, "Ow! What the fuck was that for?" And you see this gigantic sort of welt and bruise now in the middle as blood is just streaming down his face. "I'll make you pay for that, you fucker."
That was for stealing the food rations of Hope's End Village and also taking an innocent wolf and putting it in a cage.
During this
Also
time,
language.
Mendax and Call, you guys are running in, right, to the sides?
Yes, and I'm running in and lecturing him.
Okay, fair enough. He sort of, in this sort of, like, anger that he's feeling right now, he flips his table up, and you see, like, yeah, he really is just, like, seated. It's like you see now that there is, like, a throne that's underneath him, but it's, like, bowed and cracked from the pressure and weight. It's actually touching the floor. The seat of it is, so you're not even really sure if there's any legs left on that chair right now. But you see something else. Call and Mendax, give me a perception.
Perceptive bird.
Or you maybe
sorry.
see something else.
Correction, by the way, I did add an extra dice there. That should have been 33 damage, not 37.
Yeah. Okay, he's a little less angry, but he's still pretty pissed.
4 plus 5 is 9.
Truth.
Oh, I got an 8 plus 1. It's a 9.
Wow, both of you get 9s. You don't notice anything, actually, so never mind. He instinctually grabs the servant girl that's right next to him and holds her, like, basically in one hand, and holds her out in front of him. "Don't you come any closer, or she's gonna get squished."
Interesting, you're resorting to hostages already. You are the lowest of the low.
What
So
do you guys
you're
do?
a bit of a bitch. You only have 5 hostages. What you gonna do when you squeeze all of them?
Are you guys in? You guys are fully, like, in the room now, right?
Yeah,
Oh yes.
What's that? Yeah, I heard no and yes.
I said yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And he says, "I guess I'll do this then." And he throws the girl into the middle of the room. And the perception that you failed earlier was to see a little lever that was next to him, and he rips it as he activates the trap in the room, and the floor underneath you all just hits open, just completely in one swoop. The tables, the chairs, the 5 servants that were there, and all 3 of you start to plummet down into this dark abyss underneath him. His little kind of stretch of land, if you will, at the back of the room is untouched, so he does not plummet down. I can give you guys dexterity saves, but I don't actually know what you will attempt to do here, to be honest with you. I'm going to give you disadvantage with these saves as well.
Oh.
Okay.
Dexterous
Which
bird.
means it's the lowest of the 2 rolls, right?
Yes.
3.
Okay.
A 20 is my lowest, but not a nat.
Your lowest, okay, is a 20.
Well, I get plus 6 on my dexterity save, so that helps.
Wow,
Oh, right.
okay.
5 for me then, plus 2. Definitely.
Ah,
change
okay,
something,
okay,
right?
okay.
2 plus 3 is 5, was my lower.
Okay. Nigel, you certainly fail, and Call, you absolutely fail. The 5 servants fail as well. Mendex, okay, so you rolled pretty phenomenally. I don't know what you're going to do. What would you like to attempt to do? Because you're in a corner of the room is kind of where I'm picturing you, away from the door and away from the entrance. I don't know exactly how you're going to be able to get out of this. Do you have anything that you could somehow...
That's the time. I don't think I've actually used my necklace. I'm wondering if I can find a way to do that. I don't think an amulet of fading will really help me. One moment.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Just making sure I'm looking at all of my things. I mean, I don't think I have any rope left. I think the best chance I would have would potentially be like basically parkouring against the wall to try to get to the door. Because I feel like I'm still closer to the door than I am to him. And I also don't want to be stuck on a ledge with a giant greasy ogre. I feel like that would probably be bad news bears for me as well. So I feel like getting back to the door would make the most sense if possible.
Okay.
And I think the best way to try to do that would be to kind of parkour along... In my head, I'm picturing the walls curved. I could be completely wrong, but I'm kind of picturing parkouring along the wall. But I do have dagger. I do have my dagger in my hand, so it would kind of be if I have to slam it into the wall if I slip to try to hold myself up that way.
I will give you one try to perform certainly what would be an incredible feat of acrobatics to be able to jump off the wall back to the entrance. Is going to be exceedingly difficult, but I will give you the chance to do it.
Pro ninja skills.
I mean, I'm going for that one because I have a +9 in acrobatics.
Go ahead.
She's a certified acrobat.
Do not perception me. D20. You! I swear on my fucking life, it's a nat 20. I swear on my fucking life.
It's a Legolas moment.
20. You can't see. You can't see.
That's okay. I trust you. What is your...
Okay, God, it's a nat 20 +9. 29.
Okay. So you have +9?
Thank you. Yeah, I have a +9. So it's a nat 20 +9.
Oh, that's going to hurt. You still fail. This is it's an incredibly difficult thing you're trying to do. Sorry.
I could have done it.
Well, I said I gave you the chance. I don't know what you were going to do. That's not up to me. Well, I don't know what your stats are until you roll. I didn't know you had a +9. If you had a +10, maybe you'd make it.
Oh, that's an epic
Sorry. No,
You had to roll a 37 to pass.
Truly, I did have a number in mind, but yeah, nat 20 there. So just for any clarification as well, this is one of the more understood thing. There's no such thing as like a critical success or fail in skill checks. So you don't you don't crit succeed, you don't crit fail. So it's both. There's the positive and the negative. You just roll a 1 or you roll a 20. There's no super special thing that happens with it. It's different with attacks, but not with skill checks. Sorry, it makes rolling 20s on skill checks and then failing anyways even more painful. Oh, I kind of like it. I kind of like it a little bit actually. It's pretty nice.
Something fierce.
Wouldn't it look cool though the way that she went down, like that she meant to do that?
Yeah, I would say you basically got 98% of the way there. Your fingertips grazed the sort of cliff edge of the where the door is at, and sort of even like gripped into the wall slightly. Again, what you have tried to just do is it's nothing short of like god tier instinct and reflexes.
Okay, hear me out. What if I had farted really hard right at the end for an extra burst?
Unfortunately,
could work.
Not gonna cut it. You can
Because
still
the
do that
rations
if
have
you'd
been
like.
really rough. No, because
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
can-
you'll make me shit myself at this point. I'll end up
I mean,
shouting.
listen. What happened has happened. However you want it to happen in the middle, that's up to you. The end result's going to be the same.
What would the font say, since I can speak wind?
You can't speak wind. There is no conversation.
No.
I feel like he can, though. I mean, this is canon. That's how
Definitely not.
Carl. That's how I secretly converse with Carl, so we could talk
Nope.
shit about Nigel. I just
Nope,
sit in a
you
corner
don't.
and fart.
You also can't speak wind, so there's no.
No,
there's
but
nothing
I'm
here.
imbuing my wind with my thoughts, and I'm
I
pretty
could
sure he gets it.
certainly, I could certainly still make you shit yourself. I just want to make sure that's you remember that's still on the table at this moment. All right.
Okay.
Bursts of wind aside, you scratch the edge, and you think back, man, just literally another inch or two, and you would have been good to go. But you're not, and you plummet into the darkness along with everybody else that is in the room, except for Lorfadal, who you can hear up above as you fall down, sort of almost still reaching for that little ledge that was there, cackling at you guys. And it gets quieter and quieter as you guys plummet down and essentially hit almost like a slide in a way. This almost looks like a garbage chute. You can think of it like that. And you guys slide down for maybe a solid, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. Oh, no, that's probably a little too long. Maybe 15 to 20 seconds. It feels like a very long time. Each of you guys, give me a dexterity save for when you land.
Any 29s?
Any 29s in the chat?
29, you break your neck.
10 plus 3 is 13.
Okay.
6 plus 2 is 8.
Okay.
17 plus 6 is a 23.
Okay. Carl and Nigel, you take 9 and 4 damage respectively for falling on this hard, uneven ground and not being able to quite stick the landing. Mendax, though frustrated at the recent turn of events, still has her wits about her and is able to stick the landing no problem. The other 5 who are shrieking and have fallen into whatever pit you guys are in now, certainly have injured themselves, and they are not as healthy, we'll say, as you guys are. And that brings us to the map. Mr. Neuro, if you'd be so kind as to put up the map that I have secretly given you earlier, and I will also put it in our little chat so that you guys can see it, and you don't have to have the stream up, which I know is a little delayed.
4 damage on me or 4 damage on
4
Carl?
damage on you and 9
Okay.
damage on Call. Yup.
Okay.
There you
Making
go,
sure I got
guys.
that order correct.
So,
That
as a
is-
Birdbarian, if I'm raging, I take half damage against slashing, bludgeoning, piercing, and garbage shoot, right?
Are you raging?
No.
Okay, you would have taken half damage from it would be considered blunt damage, but yeah.
So I could have angrily fallen down the garbage chute, in hindsight.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
fuck this!
Oh, god damn it! You all have fallen in the top right corner of this map on the pile of bones and skeletons. You realize as you move and shift around, you hear the hollow kind of clunking of bones crunching together. Some of them are so old that they basically just turn into dust whenever you move, and some of them seem a little fresh, a little too fresh. Yeah, you guys kind of collect yourselves. You see the 5, we'll just call them servants. Yeah, we'll call them the 5 servants, have fallen down there as well, and they're freaking out. They're screaming, and they're terrified.
Is everyone all
But
right?
I leave it to you guys.
Are you alive?
They're screaming. They're freaking out.
I only bruised myself. It's not too bad. Nothing's broken.
I only hurt my pride.
That's the hardest damage a DM can do, so I'm so happy I was successful today.
Only thing that died was my spirit. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a bit to collect yourselves.
All right. I'm gonna...
How well lit is the room?
Not lit at all. It is super pitch black dark. Nigel, you can't see anything. Mendax and Call, you guys do have dark vision. I will say you can see 10 feet away from you. So essentially, you can see to the edge of the, I would say, pile of bones that you guys are on.
I'm going to set a bonfire and just cantrip a bonfire. I'm going to make sure there's no one in front of me and none of these screaming, girl servants or anything. But just going to chuck one on the ground once I check that there's nobody there.
I have a bunch of torches. I would like to get 2 of them and light the torches in the bonfire and then pass them to some of the screaming people. Whoever looks the most calm.
Yeah, there is we'll say, a human female that looks like she's kind of still shaken, visibly, freaking out, but is not actively screaming in terror. She kind of just takes the torch from you, not really understanding like what's going on, but just holds it there. And then yeah, you can light the other torch on the bonfire as well. The bonfire, what's the radius that it reveals? Like of light, does it tell you in your spell? Or is that just up to my interpretation?
I believe it's your interpretation. Yeah, got rules on kind of saving throws, damage. It fills a 5-foot cube. That's all.
5-foot cube. It says 60-foot. Oh no, that's your casting range. Okay, I mean it's a big bonfire. We'll say it illuminates very solidly, 30 feet away from you guys, pretty vividly, and then after that it really starts to fade away. So we'll say that you can see, sort of in a circular shape. Again, you guys are in the top right corner, so you can see we'll say top right quadrant rather of this map. And what you see kind of horrifies you. You are indeed just standing on top and crunching around on a bunch of bones. I mean, a bunch of bones, my dudes. There are bones littered and scattered all around the room. There are partially what look like eaten corpses that are on the ground. Blood is sort of just staining the dirt that's down there as it all takes on this dark reddish appearance. There are several large rocks that you guys can see as well, and also just a whole bunch of garbage and trash. As I said, the tables and all the food as well kind of fell in with you guys, so that has been sort of broken and is scattered around you guys and the bone pile as well. Yeah, that's what you see.
Something ate all of these people. These bones don't just happen naturally.
Are you sure it wasn't Fatty upstairs?
Well, it could be him, I guess. But the blood is fresh down here.
That's true. Ladies. I'm going to try to get the slave girls, servant girls' attentions. Try to calm them down.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me?
Yes?
Confused there for a moment. Thought someone else fell down. Okay, ladies. I know this is very scary. I'm very sorry. We're not doing a top job of it at the moment, but we are here to save you. And we need to know, what the hell does he keep down here? Do you know what he keeps down here?
They all kind of just, again, they look very, they're almost in like shock. But one of them sort of, Billy, and then she starts sobbing.
They keep Billiam down here.
Keep Billy down here. Who is Billy? What is Billy? We met a Billy upstairs.
Oh, okay. I must have named that guy something different because this person has been planned. Ignore Billy upstairs. His name is Broderick. I don't know. They didn't think you were gonna keep any of them alive, to be honest with
I'm going
you.
to kill him on the way out.
Yeah.
Actually, Billy is the most popular name in the current year.
Yeah, for my NPCs, absolutely. And at that moment, actually, you hear from the sort of tunnel that leads up. You can see the fire sort of shows you that you fell down. Yeah, again, it's like a chute. It's like a slide almost, really. You can hear the cackling again of Lorfadal, and he says, "Oh, Billy! Billy, come get your dinner!" And he's ringing like bells, and he's clanking plates and a bunch of loud noises from basically like metal pans kind of clinking together, which is echoing and sort of echoing through the chamber. The girls look very scared. And you hear from the bottom left corner of the map, just some distance away, some rumbling and movement. Just sort of some shifting, as if something is sliding or scraping over rocks.
And we can't see it with the bonfire.
No, it's too far away.
Ladies, now's the time to grab a bone. Grab a bone or a piece of table and put it in your hands. We're going to do our best to defend you. We might need you to throw things or smack things. So best to arm yourselves.
I'll give one of them a crowbar.
Okay.
And I'll give one of them a hand axe. And I'll give one of them...
They don't really take these. They're like holding them, but they are certainly not going to fight. I will just let you know that right now.
Right.
They might
throw things.
They are simple peasants essentially that are they're in shock. I mean, they're 2 steps from death, we'll say. They're also wounded, and so they're really scared.
No. Well, it's a thought that counts.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll give them a little bit of courage or something, but they seem pretty spooked.
Is Ribbons okay?
Oh, thank you, Nigel. Yes, I'm okay.
All right.
He kind of dusts himself off.
Bit of a scratch, that's all.
I'll check Goop's still working fine as well.
Yeah, he's sort of stuck upside down in one of the pile of bones, trying to like wiggle himself free, but you correct him and get him back up and running.
All right, I'm gonna send Ratty scurrying off in the direction of the noise.
Okay. You do so. Are you gonna warg into him, or are you gonna just kind of let him go?
I'm just gonna let him tell me what he sees. Yeah.
Okay. He goes, can you give me a stealth check on Ratty?
15.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Can't remember what his rat stats are, but
Okie dokie. What's the plan, Shams? You don't see a way to exit from where you are right now. You don't think, unless you take a long time to climb, maybe you guys could do it, but you know for certain that the other ladies would not be able to.
We're gonna fight whatever's in here.
Alrighty. You've kind of calmed down, we'll say, the 5 servants enough where they're not actively yelling anymore, but they are kind of shivering with how afraid they are. And they're kind of just like darting around their heads, looking everywhere, trying to see what's out there. Well, you guys are kind of on unwieldy ground. I will let you know that, as you're sort of shifting around on a pile of bones.
I will get off the pile of bones and move forward toward the threat, and just find some decent footing.
Okay. Yeah, you Yeah, you slide off the bones. They sort of clamber onto the ground. And you start walking forward until you feel like you're pretty solid. It's pretty tough earth underneath you. It's almost just a mixture of really compacted dirt and some rocks, so it doesn't really feel too bad to stand on.
Bit cowardly
Yeah,
not fighting us yourself.
We'll shout up the trash chute.
Okay. Mendax and Nigel, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm following about 5 feet behind Carl, also moving off the bone pile, and just kind of waiting until Ratty tells me what he sees in that direction, goes and does some scouting for me.
Okay.
I think I am going to also get off the pile of bones, but I'm going to stay around the edge of the wall.
Okay.
Moving toward. Do we hear the noise coming from Caddy Corner?
Yeah, essentially just directly diagonally across from you guys.
Okay, and I'm assuming that Carl has kind of gone straight forward because that's what he said. He said he's going towards the noise. So I want to go along the top of the wall to get a good
so the top
flanking
side.
position. But I want to be very careful about my movements because if this place is normally completely pitch black, it means this creature either has incredible dark vision or could potentially, go based on vibrations and movements on the ground. So I want to be very careful with my footing.
Very smart. Yeah, you're very careful with your footing. And as you say that, around sort of one of the large rocks in front of you, Call, appears this really dark gray skinned, sort of, again, hulking almost ogre. But much more scrawny than the one that you saw upstairs. It's all sort of muscle and sinew. It almost looks like it's an undead at this point, but you don't get the sense that it is some creature of undeath or anything like that. It sort of is looking above your head, and it's sniffing around. And you see that its eyes are actually just this cloudy white, and you get the idea that it probably can't see. You shouted out in your last turn, though, so it definitely heard you, and it locates where you are pretty quickly, and it tries to charge you. Let me see. It is going to try and smack into you and then claw you down. Again, the flesh of this creature, it probably stands at about 10 feet tall or so. It's very large, but again, it's this weird, almost sinewy, just like anorexic in a way, where it looks like it's not, either it just doesn't put on any weight, or it hasn't been fed in a very long time, potentially. You can see that in its mouth are just these sharp, jagged, and broken teeth, and that its hair on top of its head is this sort of just wiry and white in a way. It's wearing just the most simple of clothes. It has these essentially just simple brown, like linen pants on that are held together with like a string, a rope, if you will, and then a shroud, like a cape almost, that's on its back, and that's the only clothes that it has. It has no weapon, it has no shoes. You can see that its feet and its hands have these sharp talon-like nails that are just caked with either they're caked black with like dried blood or muck or just dirt. They're fractured and chipped all over the place. It looks very unpleasant, and it sort of, again, it's like listening around, and it's sniffing around, and suddenly it darts out of behind of one of these rocks, and it smacks into you. What is your armor class?
It would be 7
Okay. Let's see. It misses you with the charge, but it slashes its hand sort of at the same time. That is going to be successful and hit you.
Would I have time through all of this to notice that he's charging me?
To notice that he's charging you? How do you mean? In what sense are you trying to?
Like a thump, 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 thump in my general direction before I'm
You
hit.
you see him. You saw
Enough
him.
time to maybe get a bit angry, perhaps?
Yeah, I would totally love to rage against this individual in particular.
I will give you the chance to rage. It's basically his turn, but if you roll high enough on a reflex save, I'll let you rage. Dexterity save.
Okay. Quick burn. Feral instinct
See if
burn.
you roll quick.
12 plus 3 is 15.
Sure, I'll let you rage.
Kinku Barbarian online.
Yeah, you sort of let out this yell, this battle cry that you honed. But he still slashes you, so let's see how much damage he gonna do. It is a total of 10 damage.
Divided by 2, bitch.
Indeed, it is. It is. Actually, hold on a second. Let me read your rage. You guys are fighting more complicated enemies. I have to look a bit more things up now. It's not just the normies.
Slashing damage.
It is slashing damage, but it's magic. Usually magic goes through resistances. Let me just look it up. We'll put a pin in it for now while you guys are taking your turns. Give me initiative.
3 plus 3 is 6, I have advantage.
Oh my god, it does count. That's bullshit. Okay, yeah, you do get to half it. That's insane.
Thick burn.
That's
Do we get
insane.
bonuses to initiative rolls? Yes, we do. Plus 2.
You do.
15 plus 2, 17.
12.
17.
A 5 plus 3 is neat.
Okay, so Nigel 17, Mendax is an 8, and Call, what'd you get?
12.
A 12. Okie dokie. And our buddy Billy got that. Could have tried a little harder on that, Billy, but that's okay. Okay. Which would be here. Okay. So that was Billy's turn. We'll sort of return it to the top of the round again. As soon as he slashes out, you can see he's not looking in your direction, Call. As he is sort of, his head is never turned towards you. He's sort of just constantly just slowly shifting his head around, almost like a snake in a way, trying to get a sense of where what is around him, using his hearing and what you presume to be his hearing and his sense of smell. So Nigel. Sorry, Nigel, it's your turn.
Okie doke. Doing a bit of a rule search. I guess I'll just have to consult you because it seems pretty ambiguous.
Okay, what are we looking for?
Would Phantasmal Killer work on a blind enemy? Because I'm seeing different interpretations on forums. And we can always just, I mean, you don't have to tell me as well, because obviously if I'm not sure, as this is a spell that I've just
Of course
learned.
it should work.
Yeah.
Just because you can't see doesn't mean you're not scared of things.
Yes, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. I will need to think up something very quick that he would be afraid of. But if you would like to cast that, you're free to do so.
Yeah, so obviously I wasn't too far from Carl, so I'm gonna back off a little bit and also gonna summon the Phantasmal Killer in
Okay.
between me and it.
Are there any verbal components to your spell? It should say
Um,
components, and there might be a V.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. VS.
So it does.
Verbal and
Got it.
somatic.
So that means that you do have to say some things out loud. It's important for this specific fight. Fantastic. You cast. How does Phantasmal Killer? What's it all look like when you cast it? Give me some RP here.
All right. Well, basically, I mean, I'm tapping directly into its mind, right? So I am literally just kind of leaning forwards with my hands, and kind of there's an energy that's going out, and you can see some light connecting towards the creature's brain. We don't have a name yet. Billy, that's it. So that you can kind of see that I'm drawing some kind of light out of its head and forming that in front of us, in between us, and it's kind of taking shape from the feet upwards into this illuminated creature, which only him and I can see.
Oh, okay. Only you can see it?
I believe so. Let me check that. Actually, I don't think even I can see it technically. Well, it doesn't mention that I can't, but
Really?
it's visible only to that creature. So I should definitely know that, I think.
Okay. So it's only visible to him,
Yeah.
who can't see anyways. So great. Okay, that makes it way easier for me. He starts freaking out as if he's swatting something off of his skin, and he's like trying to brush something off of him wildly. He's kind of, his nails that he has are kind of tearing into his skin a little bit. And what is the save that he gets for that?
A wisdom save of 14.
Okay, a 14. He's successful. He saves it. What happens?
Damn it! Not much then.
Okay, all right. Damn.
That's basically it. The spell ends. Because I mean, it completely incapacitates him essentially if it keeps going. It's a very powerful spell.
Got
if
it.
they're failing
Okay.
those, because it's doing a ton of damage every turn,
Right.
and basically they can't move in the direction of it. So he'd just be stuck up against the wall wherever he is, basically.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you see him do that for a while. He looks very agitated, and he's spinning around when he's kind of just trying to, once again, brush off all these things. But it looks like he calms down eventually as the magical effects don't take hold in his mind.
Surprisingly wise, blind dungeon ogre. God damn it.
Okay.
I'm also going to run the heck away from him. In fear after that. He knows where I am, and I'm not feeling especially silent, sneaky, or brave. I'm not good at that. I am simply putting distance between the two of us.
Sounds good. Give me a d20 roll. How far are you running? Are you running out of the light of the bonfire? Remember, it only extends to the first quadrant of the room. That top right quadrant, we'll say.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to try and stay in the light.
Okay. Are you going to go to maybe the edge on the right side?
So, yeah, if I can go, I mean, right now I imagine we're up near the rocks in the top middle, right?
You are near, I pictured all of you basically at the bottom of the bone pile. Maybe Nigel more towards the right, Call more towards the center of the room, and then Mendak said she wanted to be more towards the top of the room, kind of hugging the wall.
So I'm going to run basically between this pile of bones and this rock below, so that if I see him coming towards me, we're going to do the whole you're getting charged by a moose and you're hiding by running around behind a big tree, right? So the big thing hopefully has enough momentum and can't turn fast enough, and I can circle around this rock. And then hopefully it's not the movie thing where I'm creeping around the rock and then, I am dumb enough and keep going around the entire pillar into the open. We're going to try and avoid doing that trope.
Sounds lovely. How was that D20 roll? What'd you get?
A 6. Not great.
Okay. As you end your movement, you step on one of the bones that you're having a bit of a harder time seeing, and with a very loud crack, it snaps in half.
Ow!
And also apparently go, ow!
I twisted my ankle slightly.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see who's up next. It's Call.
Well, I'm ready for a fight.
Let's tune on the barbarian. Let's hit him with the scythe bite. He thinks he's down here to eat us. Well, he hasn't met Carl yet. Can I roll to hit?
Okay.
Nat 20. First one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Are you sure? Are you sure it doesn't need a 30?
Nope. Nat 20 is... If you roll a nat 20 for a hit roll, you would be able to hit anything.
6 plus 6 is 12 for the second.
Okay.
14 plus 6 is 20 for the third.
Oh, for your attacks? Is that what you're
Those
saying?
are to hit, yes.
So you got a 12 and then a 20?
A 20, a 12,
Natural 20, 12,
and a 20.
and a 20, but not natural on the third one. Okay, your first and third attacks hit, but your second attack does not.
That's one scythe, and then a warning scythe that misses, and then I bite him.
Okay. I thought you did... Did you do... Are you still doing tail, or are you doing bite now? When do you pick that?
At the start of the day.
Okay.
I also have, I think you may have been thinking of the jump or climb.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
maybe
another
that's it.
category as well.
You have so many things you need to pick. I'm just going to trust you.
He's quite the bird, that one.
Yeah, he is. He can jump around. He can bite stuff. What's next? He's going to start flying somewhere or something?
D12 plus 6 for the scythe. Rolls a 10 plus 6 is 16 from the scythe.
Don't forget your critical damage.
So I roll it twice.
So you go one roll as if you rolled maximum for whatever it was that you're hitting with.
So 18 plus 16.
Okay, so 34.
Great. And then the bite. We bite him. 1d8 plus 3. Ferocious bird, hungry bird. And we roll an 8.
Okay,
Plus 3 is
so 11 plus 34. My lord, you are chomping into my poor belly. Okay. You yeah, you deal some damage, my dude. It is Billy's turn. Billy is going to sort of recoil from the slash from your scythe. You sort of scraped it down his back as you just tear open, and you see his revealed sort of the flesh on the inside. He's bleeding red blood just like you guys, and it's just dripping down his back. He looks in excruciating pain. And you take a good chunk out of his side with your bite. He is not super happy with that. He'll roar out in pain, and will, actually not do anything because Mendax, my bad, it's actually your turn. But he's unhappy.
Hey. Okay. So I'm off to the side. Seems to be doing okay. Is Carl in between me and Billy?
He's sort of, yeah, I mean, yes, sure. Carl is
Okay,
between you and Billy, in a sense.
I just wanted to see if if I had a direct line of sight for an arrow, but I don't want to risk hitting Carl. So, I see him up there. I'm going to move forward to the backside of Billy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to attack with my sneaky prick and rapier.
Okie dokie.
Alright, sneaky prick first. 18 plus 6.
That will hit.
And then the rapier is a nat 20 plus 6.
Okay. That will also hit.
It did something.
Go ahead and give me some damage. Just the sneak attack only on the dagger, though, yeah.
Only on the dagger. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on my sneaky prick. So it's one full attack which would be 4 plus 3, so it's a 7. So automatically 7. Then a 1, then another 1. Okay, so 7. Plus another, that's another 4 plus 3, another 7. So that's 14. But then I also get 4d6s on that one. So 14, a 1, 15, a 1, 16.
A 1?
A 2.
Oh my god, now we're cooking with fire.
And a 6, 24.
Okay. Sounds good.
Then on the rapier, it's a 1d8 plus 3. 1d.
So it'd be just a
4 plus 3,
11.
so that's another 7.
Right, but you crit that one, yeah? You rolled a nat 20 on that one, I think.
Oh, yes, that's the one I nat 20'd on, yes.
Yeah, so you get an 11 on top of that, so 18 more damage. My god.
Excellent.
Okay, then. Okie dokie. Billy is doing very badly.
Then I would like to use my extra action to disengage back.
Okay. You can
But
certainly do
quietly.
that.
Wayfarers,
And-
bitch.
Not in the same direction. So I want to like move past him into a new direction. So if he starts flinging at where he was attacked from, I'm not there.
Okay. Give me a d20. I know you're trying to move quietly, but...
That's 18.
Okay, you indeed are managed to avoid any bones on the ground. Fantastic. Good lord. My poor Billy boy. Let's see. Billy is gonna... Well, I guess he's just gonna have to start doing this already. He once again lets out sort of a roar of anger as you guys are just slicing into poor Billy, and it's his mealtime. He actually, like, slams his hands together, and you see this this sort of cloud start to appear between his fingers, and he actually begins to fade away, almost dissolve into the air. Nigel, you could tell immediately that that Billy is casting a spell. Some monsters just have innate abilities to use magic, and Billy is one of them.
This is some bullshit.
Like I said, you guys, I can start busting out really cool monsters against you guys now. I don't have to be using no kobolds
He
anymore.
did call bullshit, though.
Well, regardless, is what's happening. Yes, and he basically like disintegrates from form and turns into essentially just wisps of smoke and mist, if you will. And let's see. Call made noise. You're making noise, and Nigel made noise. So let's do this. Alrighty. He is going to disappear, and he reappears next to you, Nigel. As you had the unfortunate number 4 that I rolled on the D4. He is going to strike out at you, as you did make sound on your last turn. You made some noise. And he is going to try and just double claw you down, my dude. What is your AC?
The armor class of slender wizard wearing robes. Very high armor class, 12.
Very nice.
Heavy duty wizard.
You miraculously are able to avoid one of the attacks. He's only going to hit you with 1.
I don't roll damage yet.
Okay.
I'm going to pop a shield.
Okay.
Yeah. So that gives me... Oh, actually, sorry, that's before hit, isn't it? Never mind. I've already taken the hit. Too late. I have to do it pre-hit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Don't think it's going to be too bad here. You are going to take, 8 damage. Damn it, Billy. Come on.
I was expecting that to be worse.
Yep. You and me both, my dude. And you can see that at the end of his turn, some of the wounds that Billy has begin to close.
Oh, shizzle fizz.
Shizzle mafizzle.
He's
and
regenerating. Kill it quickly.
Thank you for making more noise on your turn, Nigel. He's
already hitting me.
I'm so
right now.
grateful. He's going to go ahead and end his turn with... Actually, no. He is going to not end his turn with that. He is going to move back into the darkness of the cave that you guys are in.
Is he invisible to us?
Like I said, in the darkness, you guys can see up to 10 feet. Nigel can't see anything. If he's in the light, you guys can certainly see him, but he is going to retreat into the darkness. Nigel, you do get an attack of opportunity if you would like to try to hit Billy.
Hey, yeah. All right. Oh my God, this is the first time I ever got to do this campaign.
Fuck him up, Nigel.
Heck yeah. What do I have?
You punch him.
I've got,
Go, Nigel, go.
Do I have like a dagger or something? I'm not even sure I have a dagger on me anymore, to be honest. I might actually just be throwing a punch here, yeah. I mean, my inventory still shows a staff, which was a wand, which lately I've just been using my hands. What can I say? I'm a transformative wizard. Throughout this campaign, tastes change. It's been a long time. I think we're just gonna have a punch.
All right.
Punch at him. Yeah, unarmed strike. Yeah.
It's a straight D20 with any bonus strength modifiers, which you have a +1 for some reason.
I rolled really high on my original strength.
I guess
rolls,
so.
Yeah. So it's a 10 plus 1.
You punch him, but it doesn't seem to affect him at all.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't it do 2 bludgeoning damage?
Nope, it does not.
Damn.
You can say it did if you really want to, but nope, it don't.
You better run. Oh my God.
What a strong wizard.
Lord. Okay,
It's effectively
and
a slap on the ass as he runs back into the shadows. I'll take it.
yes, that is exactly what you did. Let's see, and it is now Ribbon's turn. So he retreats back into the darkness, sensing that he is not really fighting on his terms, which he's not a huge fan of. Okay, yeah, this is what Ribbons will do. This is smart. Ribbons is going to cast sleep and put the 5 ladies to sleep. Let's see. Let's see, they're all pretty straight up common people. Yep, they all go from their panic state to basically just passing out on the pile of bones and falling asleep.
Did he sing a song?
No, he just does more of his sort of dark magic where he wields his barbed wire implement of faith and sort of these dark tendrils go out and almost connect with their minds. And they sort of just lull into a slumber. But that is gonna be his turn. He'll go ahead and get off the pile of bones as well. Undoubtedly, some of the bones clanking on the ground. And with that, I think it's probably a pretty good spot we can take our mid-session break before we begin the next turn of combat with our new hero, Billy.
Billy the Dangerous and Amazing. We will return soon with Wayfarers.
Yeah.
Microphone online. Audio online. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Wayfarers is back. And this week, the team has fought against who? Nope, they didn't fight the ogre boss. They fell into a pit of Billy. Poor Billy, the magical ogre. Are they going to survive this epic battle? Find out with Wayfarers.
Welcome back. We ended the last sequence of combat with Ribbons putting the 5 ladies that were in shock to sleep. So they're now soundlessly resting on top of the pile of bones. It's now back to the top of the round with Nigel.
Oh me, oh my. Which direction did he run off in?
Just down from where you're standing right now. You don't know if he took a turn after that, but down.
All right, well, I am going to summon a new bonfire then, I believe. Or am I? Oh, I mean, Actually, no. Can I can wait until they've done their actions and go later, right?
You have to specify what you're waiting for. So, for instance, it could be something like, I'm going to wait for them to open the door, and then I will shoot a fireball at them. So you have to specify... You don't have to be incredibly specific, but you have to specify something.
So because I don't want to use my whole move just moving the light source around, essentially, whereas I figure these guys can probably find him a bit better.
If you want to change the order that you're taking your turn in, you could say, I'm going to wait until Mendax goes, or something like that. That is also fine.
Right, because at the moment it's me... Carl, Mendax, Billy, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ribbons.
Yep.
How much do I value my ability to fling flame? You know what? I think I will just help you guys out. I'm going to be a bit more of a support this time around. Okay, so I am going to... What is the cast range on Bonfire? Range 60 feet. Okay. So I am gonna spawn a new bonfire now, 60 feet south of me, basically into the dark to the south to try and illuminate like further in the direction of where he went.
Okay. So you basically illuminate. You want it 60 feet away, or do you want it like? You want to do the full 60 or?
So at the moment we can only see 30. Maybe do it like about 10 feet into the shadows, into where it gets darker. So about 40 feet from where the light of the original bonfire is, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, sounds good. So currently, then, Call and Mendax, you guys are out of the light. I believe, Call, you have a torch though, yeah? You lit a torch from the bonfire and you kept it. And we'll say that Ribbons took the torch from the person that fell asleep, just so that they don't light themselves on fire. You have a small little ring of fire around, or a ring of light around you, Call, we'll say about 10 feet or so, which is about the range of your dark vision anyways. Mendax, you are nearby. We'll say you're 5 feet away from Call and also illuminated. But you see the bonfire disappear. You're now much in a smaller bubble of light. And then the bonfire reappear, sort of more towards the south end of the room. Nigel, give me a perception check.
13 plus 2, 15.
Okay, you don't see where Billy has hidden.
Damn it. Okie doke. We're gonna save Goop's heal for now, because his slots should have recharged when we leveled up, right? So we're gonna save Goop for now. All right, I guess I just stay where I am then. I'm gonna try not to move. So I've just moved the bonfire over with my concentration. Haven't said anything since the previous shouting about him regenerating. and I'm just gonna keep my eyes out and try not to make any noise.
Okay, so you're gonna stick to where you're at for now. Okay, sounds good. Call, it is your turn. The bonfire has moved more to the south end of the room. You don't see Billy illuminated in the light, but again, there's a lot of debris and very large rocks that are just in the kind of the middle of the room. You don't know if he could be behind one of them, or if he's off in the darkness towards the other corners of the room.
So whenever he clapped, he just went invisible to go hit Nigel, but then he came out of invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I can't see him anywhere.
And you cannot see him, no.
Don't know what I can do. I can prepare an action, but I don't know what angle he's going to come from.
Mm-hmm.
See if I have any cool items.
Any cool items?
I don't think old rags are going to help me here.
Ooh, that's a cool item.
It is.
Old rags.
I do also have an erotic wood carving, but he can't see, so I guess he could
Ew.
feel it with his hands. That would be weird. Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
I'm not really scared of him fighting me. If anything, I want him to fight me, so I will make some noise. To taunt him.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Let's go, silly Billy. Why are you hiding about? You have guests. You should greet them.
You don't hear any responses. Nothing charges at you from the darkness currently.
How rude.
Okay. Is that going to be your turn?
I'm mostly in the center of the group, like in the center of the room.
You're still near the bone pile. If you want to move towards the center of the room, you can.
I would like to move to where I can see the fire and I can see a bit out from the fire with my dark vision.
Okay. We'll say that you move towards the direct middle of the room then.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. You're now standing in the middle of the room. Nothing is eager to come and hit you quite yet.
I'll just have like a cool battle stance.
Okay. Sounds good. Mendax, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I am. Well, I'm not really near. I don't know if I'm near the monster. I don't know where the monster is.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I want to try to find the monster.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is I have a bell in my inventory,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to take that bell out and toss it into the room, not like right next to Carl, definitely not right next to Nigel, but toss
Okay.
it out in the room, make some noise away from me to see if it doesn't pop out.
Okay. It's very smart. And is that going to be your turn?
I mean, if it does something, would it have an action? Would I still be able to do something? Like if I toss the bell?
You could ready an act. Well, let's see. Are you within range enough to attack it if it does go to your bell, for instance? Are you throwing it that closely, or are you throwing it like 15 feet away from you?
I was probably going to throw it like 15 feet just to get it someplace where we could
Okay.
see it.
That is kind of an action in and of itself. You could sacrifice your movement to do that if you want, but if you ready your other action, you won't really be able to do much. Maybe you could shoot it. That would be the only other thing I could think of.
Okay. Then I would, ready my bow and toss the bell.
Okay, sounds good. So if it goes to hit the sound from the bell, you will shoot it with your bow. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right then. And you will go ahead and end your turn there. It is now Billy's turn. They are doing this. Okay, fantastic. Something happens. You guys don't know what it is. Ribbons is going to go ahead and hang out where he is right now, kind of move a little bit closer to Call and Mendax just to be centrally located. But you don't see anything still yet in the darkness. You don't see anything in the light. He's not running out to attack you. Nigel, what would you like to do?
Billy, more like bitchy. Where'd you
got
go?
Yeah.
All right.
Big Dick Nigel?
I mean, this worked last time. Last time I called out a big guy. He came out and smashed my head into a door, and we all almost died. So let's try this again.
Okay. That is a free action. You still have all of your other actions available.
What can I shoot into the darks? Am I mad enough to shoot a blind fireball and hope it hits something?
Oh, God.
No, I'm not that crazy. I'm not that wasteful. It could be a free action to command Ratty to just go circling and looking through the dark, right?
Yeah, you want him to go towards the dark end of the...
I'm gonna send him down to the bottom right on our map, basically, to work his way along the room, kind of along the edge, starting at the bottom right. Yeah.
Sounds good. Give me a d20 roll. Just straight up d20.
9.
Okay. Ratty on his movement doesn't encounter Billy behind any of the rocks or the trash heaps or bones.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna now put my faith in Carl. Carly One Kenobi, you're our only hope. I'm gonna cast haste on Carl.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Because I have a feeling someone's gonna come out and punch me really soon. So please cover me after I do this, Carl. I can cast this from 30 feet away. So hopefully I'm
You're
in
within
range.
range of Call to do. Yeah, for sure.
Okie doke. That's me last third spell slot. All right, all of my high value spells are gone. I'm low on juice, guys. This fight's gonna be relying on you from now on. And I literally send my energy to Carl. So +2 AC, advantage on dex saving throws, additional action, which you can use for one of your regular attacks on your turn as well.
What?
You get a ridiculous amount of attacks now.
Super pat, super strong.
Good Lord. Call, it's your turn.
9 fucking 10? I don't know. Armor class. Wow. I feel amazing.
That's really high.
Yeah. So, how fast can I move again?
I don't think this buffs your movement speed. Funnily enough. Oh no,
Haste.
doubled
Yeah.
speed. Okay, I'm like that's weird. I didn't see a number. Yeah, it is actually just a flat double.
Could I not just run the perimeter?
Each like wall is about 60 feet in length. So no, you couldn't run around the whole room.
Oh. Well, I would like to take a brief 400 milliseconds to bask in the immense power that has been bestowed upon me. And I would like to go dash over to the northwestern quadrant.
Okay.
And I know that no one's over there who's friendly, right?
No.
So I could sort of be running out.
I mean, I suppose that you assume. Technically, you don't know, but
Yeah.
none of the people you came into this cave with are over there. I'll tell you that much.
Right. Yeah, I'll go over there.
Okay. Give me 2 d20 rolls and just tell me what you roll.
A 4
Okay.
and 8.
Okay. Billy is not over there.
Oh. I have. Let me see. And that's all my movement.
Well, I don't know how far you wanted to move. If you wanted to just go 30 feet, or were you going your full movement into the northwestern quadrant?
Yeah, I'll just spend my movement to check that quadrant.
All of the entire northwest area, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then no. Then you use your movement. We'll say you end up back where you were before, and you do not see Billy over there.
I will motion to the comrades and say, he's not over there. I ran over there. Very fast, by the way.
Keep
Okay.
your eyes peeled.
Always. I would like to stand very tall and proud with how amazingly
so.
strong I am at the moment.
You are exceedingly strong. Alrighty then, Mendax, your turn.
Right, and Billy still has not shown himself, correct?
Nope.
Okay. Then I would like to use thaumaturgy. And I can create a sound from a specific location. So I want him to be close enough for Carl to attack, potentially, but not close enough for it to be able to reach Carl. So with his new speed, what would that distance be between him and a point if I was trying to get him to come to a certain point? Because I'm going to.
Sure. Carl has a reach of 10 feet because of his scythe is very long, so he can hit from 10 feet away.
Okay. Then, about 10 feet away from Carl, I would like to create the sound of somebody sniffling and crying in fear, shuffling their feet a bit.
Okay.
I want to make it, since he's not coming out for challenges, I want to make it sound like an easy target.
Okay. Alrighty. You do so. Anything else you do?
Where is everybody? I don't think there's much else I can do at this point. So, no, just going to keep my bow at the ready.
Okay. Sounds good. It is Billy's turn. And it looks like your plan worked, Mendax, as Billy emerges from the darkness, almost seamlessly, as if he just appeared behind one of the stones and walks out, trying to strike at the sound. I just hit my microphone, but just trying to strike at the sound of the crying, sniveling that you had there. And he's kind of, again, moving around rapidly, trying to hear, because he misses. Obviously, there's nothing there. And yeah, Billy's just standing there within range of call. Big rip to my boy Billy. Rip in peace, my dude. You're a fun encounter while you lasted. It is Ribbon's turn. He is going to what is the thing? He is going to cast Fairy Fire on Billy. Basically, it's a 20-foot cube around where Billy is, and he is illuminated with it's almost like a purpley kind of dust that appears around him, almost like it's settled on him and it sticks to him. He might get some way to not have that happen, though. Let me look. A dexterity throw. Okay, let's see what we've got. This is your chance, Billy, please.
Let's go, Ribbons. Let's
He
go.
fails utterly and completely. Not even remotely close. He now illuminates a 10-foot radius of light. And any attack roll against an affected creature has advantage. So all your attacks have advantage if you're attacking Billy. Okie dokie.
Oh, boy.
That's his turn. Nigel, it's your turn.
Time to burn, Billy.
Which fire do I want to set?
Set the ogre on fire.
Maybe
Good
the 5
idea.
sleeping people. There's a really mean-looking bird in the middle of the room. You can attack him. Whoa! Crazy!
Well, I'm just going to soften him up, get him a bit crispy for you, Carl. Hopefully he'll taste better when you get biting. And I will shoot a firebolt at him.
Okay.
So, what is that? Just a normal spell? Isn't
Yep.
it? Spell
Yep.
hit. Spell attack. Do I get to advantage on that as well?
If it's an attack, you absolutely do. Yes.
Whew. That 2 was not looking good. 10 plus 6, 16.
That is just enough. You are able to hit.
Whew.
Wow.
Okay, that's my D10. I always forget with the D10. Such a weird dice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got 2 D10s of damage. That's 9, and that is. It's a D10. Got 10 and a 0 on it. That doesn't seem right.
So there is no... Okay, so there...
One of those should be 1 and one should be 10.
So,
but I didn't
just
choose
take-
which one was which first.
Right. Well, okay, so a D10... There's like 2 kinds of D10s. There's one that has a single digit, and there's ones that have 2 digits.
Oh, here's my
you can-
regular D10. That's why I
you
don't
can-
remember rolling
yeah.
this dice before.
You can use either one. It's just if you roll the ones with the 10s, you just have to use whatever the first digit is there.
You just use the first digit, eh?
Just use the first digit, yeah. So if you roll the
Okay,
60,
so the 0,
for instance...
So the 0,
then-
0 would have been a 10. but
Would have
this
been a
was the
10,
1, 0.
absolutely.
So this is a 1, so it's a 1 and a 9. 10 damage total.
Okay, 10 damage total, sure. Alrighty. Yes, you spark up a bit of fire and hurl it at them, at poor Billy, and he is blasted by these flames. He kind of strikes out at the open air, confused as it starts to singe his skin a little bit. You actually notice as well. Actually, everybody pretty much notices that almost all of his wounds have healed at this point. All the damage you've done prior looks like it's basically gone.
Oh, damn.
Minus the burn that happened there. But yeah.
That's it. I'll just stay where I am then and let everyone else close in.
Okie dokie, Call, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
Oh
I have-
boy, indeed.
I get an extra attack.
Mm-hmm.
Or does it double my attacks? Wait.
I will say, no. It does not double your attacks. I know that for sure. You get an extra action which can be used on an attack.
Oh, it says one weapon attack only.
Yeah. There is an innate danger. I'll just try to put it out there in the cosmos. There's an innate danger to rolling multiple hits. But I believe. Let's see.
I've rolled plenty of ones, I know what you're getting at. But anyways, I can do a scythe bite. Because I'm hasted, motherfuckers.
You can.
Hasted
That's
bird,
crazy.
swift bird. Alright, 4 hit rolls with advantage.
Lord help us.
10 plus 6 is 16. 6 plus 6 is 12, so 16 for the first.
Okay, that's a hit.
Natural 20.
Okay, you can roll no higher than that, so you don't really... If
18.
you want to, you can.
So,
Alright, so 20 on that one.
yep. That's a natural 1.
You do have advantage, though.
4 plus 6 is 10.
Fucking advantage, dude, tell you.
And then for the bite, 14 plus 6 is 20. 2 plus 6 is 8.
Okay, so I believe your third attack is gonna just straight up miss, because your third attack ended up being like a 10 or a 12 or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, so your first attack hits, your second attack is a crit, and then your fourth attack also hits.
Right.
Okay, roll me some numbers and tell me the damage as Call goes absolute sicko mode.
Berserk. Birdzerker. Yes.
Birdzerker.
Alright, we got D12 plus 6. Rolls a D12. Gets a 12. Plus 6 is 18 for the first hit.
Okay,
Second hit is another 18, so up to 36 plus.
Chop his friggin' head
8
off,
plus 6 is 14, so we're up to 50.
Oh my god, alright.
And then we bite. And the bite is a d8 plus a 3. And that's 4. 54 damage plus a...
Okay. Wow. Yeah, in a flurry of motion, I mean, barely able to perceive to the normal untrained eye, Call just, slices into Billy, carving a giant X into his chest and his stomach. You see it certainly has crushed bone and has just ripped him open. And for just the last final sting, you go in and you take a big chunk, a big bite out of him as well. He lets out a howl of pain and anger and sort of staggers for a moment, almost falling to the ground, but regains his balance. That was quite a lot of damage. All right then.
What was the total there of the damage? I lost count.
54.
54. Jeez.
Beast. Absolute haste is a hell of a drug, let me tell you.
Birdzerker mode.
Mendax, it is your turn. Can you finish off Billy before he tries to vanish into the darkness once again?
Am I close enough to move an attack?
Yeah, for sure. You said you're only 10 feet away from Call, and Call is very close by to you, so.
Okay. Then, I'm definitely going to attack with my sneaky prick and my rapier.
Alrighty. As he hasn't acted yet, you get your sneak attack still.
Yes. Okay, I got a 14 plus a 6, so that's a 20 on the sneaky prick.
Yep, you have advantage, so you get to roll another d20 for it, right?
Okay,
because he's illuminated.
Nope, that's a 5. I'm going to stick with the first one.
Oh, that sucks. You have to take the second one. Sorry. Ouch.
It says no.
Computer says no. That's a shame, that. All right, first one's a hit. What's the second one?
Okay, rapier is an 11 plus 6. So 17 for the first one. Do I still get advantage on this one as well?
You get advantage on every attack because he has purple glowing dust.
That's a 3, so we're tossing that out.
Alrighty, so both hits though. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Huzzah. And the sneaky prick gets bonus damage to sneak attack?
it gets an extra, I think it gets
the
plus...
4d6.
Yeah, it gets the 46, and then I think the sneaky prick, you just get a standard, how much damage did I say that gives you? Plus 3 damage to sneak attacks.
Another plus 3. Okay, so 1d4. Okay, so we start with 3, and then we do 1d4 plus 3. This is a 2, so 3.
That's a 5.
Exactly. It's a 5 plus 3, so that's 8 to start out with, and then 4d6. 8 plus 4 is 12. Plus 4 is 16. Plus 5 is 21. Plus 1 is 22.
Okay. He is on his last legs as you stab the dagger deep into his shoulder blade. He crunches down. He's fallen to one knee.
And then I still have the rapier. So 1d8 plus 3. Yeah. 2 plus 3 is 5.
Okay, he is still alive. Very, very low HP. He has just blood pouring out of him, out of all of these new wounds that he's accumulated. He is going to just swing out randomly, trying to hit anybody that's nearby. He's going to try and hit you once, Call, or no, he can't. You're too far away. Never mind. He's going to try and attack Mendax twice.
He doesn't know that, though.
Yeah, it's true he doesn't know that, but, I'm just going to attack you. What is your armor class, Mendex?
15. Would be 16, but some fuck stole my goddamn cloak.
I was there.
It doesn't even matter. He misses both of them.
Oh,
Okay.
huzzah.
It is, good lord, it has not been helping that I'm just not rolling well for our poor boy Billy over here, but that's okay. Let's see. It is Ribbon's turn. What is he going to do? He could heal him. Ooh, he could heal him. Could just go, you need a bit of a top-up. As Billy's turn does end, though, you do see some of the wounds shrink a little bit. He still has them. They're still definitely there, but they don't look as bad as they did before. He is going to... He doesn't really have anything here. Call, he is actually Nigel. He is going to bless you. Oh no, actually, never mind. He can do it to 3 people. He's going to bless every one of you guys. Basically, before an attack roll, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving roll throw, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or the saving throw. So you can roll it. If you don't like it, you can add it. You can roll a d4 and try to bump it up a little bit.
Nice.
So there you go.
Thanks for
Blessings for all. You feel almost an aura of this almost just slimy cold kind of clinging to your skin as Ribbon's dark magic pours out to each of his friends. Nigel, it is your turn.
Do I need to choose to use that D4 after the roll? Like before I roll, I mean? Or can I wait to see?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at here.
I mean, I can only use it once a turn anyway, right? So I might as well just use it. I'm just going to do a firebolt anyway, so...
No, it says you can add it after. So you can add it after. I think before I tell you the result, but after you make the roll.
Before
I tell you hit or miss, but after you roll it.
All right, firebolt. I've rolled a 16, so that's going to be a hit anyway. I would imagine with +6, so 22.
You do have advantage. You could potentially crit if you roll a 20 on your second one. Always roll again.
Oh, it was like half on the 20 and then it rolled over to 8. Ah, well.
Okay.
Okie doke. So, D10s. Gonna roll the single digit D10 this time. Seven and 5. 12 damage.
Alrighty, 12 damage. He is just consistently circling the drain, but he's not done yet. Another bolt of fire streams through the darkness and illuminates everything around it as it passes through, and smacks Billy in the side of the head, kind of singeing the side of his face and burning up some of his hair. Another howl of pain and anger. Carl, it is your turn, unless Nigel wants to do anything else. All right, call it.
Nope, I just crack out some popcorn from my pocket as I enjoy the Carl show.
Okay.
Carl and Mendex can make some piñata fun times.
Is haste a concentration, by the way?
Yep.
Okay, so your bonfire has gone out. It has been out since.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. I think haste is concentration, right? Let me check.
But there is still a purple illumination around him, so you would have definitely been able to still hit him. But
yeah. But thanks to Ribbons.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a purple rave sort of vibe in here.
It's like a glow stick has just like been splattered over him, basically. Yeah. He's got this just purple. He illuminates 10 feet around him, which is fucking clerics are broken, dude. Anyways, it's your turn.
I'm gonna do a bite scythe.
Okay.
Scythe.
Okay.
Scythe.
No.
Oh. Rolling to hit with advantage from the parry file.
So bite is first, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
4 plus 6 is 10. 13 plus 6 is 19.
That'll hit.
Bite hits. Scythe 1. 4 plus 6 is 10. 2 plus 6 is 8.
That'll. You can roll that d4 if you want to. Not to say it's going to affect it one way or the other, but you do have it available.
I will not
Blessing from.
I will not use it this time.
You miss. You miss.
2 plus 6 is 8.
Okay.
16 plus 6 is good enough.
That's it.
16 plus 6. And 8 plus 6.
Yep, that'll hit. So you have
1 bite and 2 scythe.
Yep, exactly.
Alright. Rolling the bite.
I will honestly save you some time. I don't think there's a way you could roll under the amount of health that Billy has in a full... Unless you want to roll the damage and just see how much you're going to do.
Okay, just for fun, real quick.
Okay. All right, you do it then.
Yes. The d6 is 2 plus 3. 5 from the bite. Ferocious bite. 8 plus 6, 14. 2 plus 6 is 8.
Okay, so how much is that total?
24, 29.
Okay. 29 damage as you slash out once more. With this final barrage of attacks, Billy crumbles to the ground, and with your final swing, you in one fell swoop just decapitate the beast, his head rolling on the ground until it finally stops with a sickening thud.
Feast no more, foul creature.
Billy has been slain, and all across the land, tears poured out for poor Billy as he did fuck all in this combat. Good try, Billy. Good try.
Hey, I'm feeling dry as a bone over here. All right, I've burnt a bunch of spell slots.
That's true, you did.
Yeah, let's give Nigel some credit.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Ribbons had to use some magic as well.
So, yeah, Ribbons had to cast a singular level 1 spell.
Fairy fire and bless. Come on.
Bless is an at will, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't
That's
even...
good. That is good. I mean,
oh no, you're correct. It is a level 1. I was wrong.
Oh, it's a level 1,
there
really?
You go. 2 level 1s out of Ribs. Has he even used... I think he's used a level 3 spell a single time. Anyhow. You guys felled the beast. It's not your fault, Billy. It's mine. I just rolled too poorly for you. But yes, he is slain as his corpse just falls to the ground once again, twitching with its last little sort of electric movements until falling deathly still. Good job, everybody.
I'm going to grasp my pearl of power, mutter my word of command to it, and recover 1 3rd level spell slot, which is the highest level that it can recharge. Go.
Ribbons looks around to see if anybody needs healing, and nobody does, so he just goes, good job, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wounded, but it's really not important, so...
What would you like to do?
Does the haste wear off?
It takes a minute, so once we're out of combat, it's basically instantly gone, yeah.
Once you're out of combat, unless you're like, combat's over, I immediately do this, then it's gonna be gone very fast. Yeah.
I would like to, if I can see anything around, kind of just being quick while I can.
Okay, so with the last remnants of your haste, as the timer had already started, obviously, in combat, you just run around really fast for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Your rage also wears off, but yeah.
Can we get another bonfire? I want to find my bell.
Oh, sure. All right, I'll put a bonfire down in the ground.
Okay. Mendax goes off searching for her bell. Nigel and Call, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to go over to Nigel and give him a firm handshake.
Okay.
That was one
he high fives your handshake.
I'm really picturing some Predator action right now. You son of a bitch.
Nigel is nowhere near that buff, but okay.
No, he's
Well,
getting
it's
there.
me with both hands on one of Carl's like fists or something.
There
He does
you
the
go.
fist bump, and I grab it with both hands. So
Much more accurate.
He does have +1 to his strength modifier.
That he does.
And he punched an
does.
ogre.
He did. It didn't do anything, but you guys don't know that. Okay, yes, so firm handshakes all around. Anything else you guys would like to do as combat fades?
If I find my bell, I kind of want to search around real quick just to see what I can find. Bit of looting. Never know it's down here. People might have had really nice shoes before they died.
Sure, potentially. We'll say that you are currently off searching for your bell right now. I'm kind of just trying to get whatever actions Nigel and Call.
Oh, you know what? I am going to create an illusion of noise, and I am going to make the sounds of us dying terribly and ogre smashing noises kind of project in the direction of the
200 IQ.
the garbage chute, basically. So I just want to make it sound like we're kind of getting massacred down here.
Okay. Yeah, what does that sound like?
So Carl's like, "You stupid ogre!" Ah, and then like you can hear like splintering bones and just like pounding fists. We can hear the maidens screeching and screaming, and just kind of gory, squishy, and bone-crunching noises echoing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very, very clever, you guys. I like it. I like it. All right. Sounds good. Yes, you project that sound up the chute. And yeah, sounds good.
I'll go over to the servants and see if they're all right.
They're waking up from their slumber. That only lasts for a minute as well. So they are back. They wake up. They're kind of dazed. They don't really understand what's going on and why they fell asleep, where they are, what's happening. You see again, each of them are just wearing a very, very plain sort of robes. Their hands are shackled together with these sort of just rusted chains. Looks like just to try to prevent them from trying to escape from the cave that they're in. Yeah, they look like they're a little more calm, but they start to panic a little bit again, not really understanding what's happening.
I'll give them a bit of food and water.
Okay. And you tell them, "Oh, don't worry," or whatever. Are you trying to calm them down, or are you just like, "Here's some food, here's some water, figure it out"?
I'll just be like, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. They take the
He's
food
gonna be
and
a
water.
good Kenku grandma. You're too
Yeah.
skinny. You need to eat something.
And they do eat it. They are pretty hungry. They sense that they're not in any imminent danger, and they look over. They do see that some creature in the middle of the room is dead. So, assuming they are not in imminent danger, anyways. Okay. Yeah, they take some of your food, and they eat it. Mendax, give me a D20.
Come on,
Give me 2 D20s, actually.
a 3
Okay.
and a 4.
A 3 and a 4. Well done.
Sequential.
I see that. Give it another 16 more rolls and we'll be doing something. The bell was crushed under the foot of Billy when he ran over to attack the sound. And you search around for maybe the next few minutes trying to inspect these just garbage piles and corpses. It's all trash, to be super honest with you. It is stuff that could have just been found in a dumpster.
Then could I, just in the middle of my, fruitless looting, look up, and if I notice that Carl was giving the captives water, could I go? I would like to try to go pick the locks on the chains, on the manacles.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. Yeah. It's of no consequence to you. They're very simple. You can essentially just take 10, as they call it, where you just passively get a 10 if you take enough time. So we'll say you spend 5 minutes and you unshackle them all.
Okay.
Their wrists are sort of scraped and bruised and bleeding a little bit from the rusty shackles. But otherwise, they look okay. They're much happier to not be sort of chained up.
I would like to start looking for an exit.
Okay.
Maybe take a torch and walk the perimeter.
Sure. We'll say that you walk the perimeter of the room. Nigel, anything else you want to do specifically, or are you kind of just chilling and also looking for an exit?
I don't think I have like a torch, so I don't really have a mobile light source. Otherwise, I'd check along another wall.
I have 10 torches. Do you want one?
Sure. Actually, I can probably grab the one off Ribbons, right? Ribbons has the other one, so
Yep.
I'll take that off Ribbons and I'll go search along whichever wall Carl isn't searching along.
Sounds good. Ribbons will also just tend to the wounds of the maidens, just trying to put some simple bandages, not really using any magic because they're not that hurt. Yeah, very quickly you guys find the exit to the room. It is just a ladder that's behind a rock. There's a bunch of bones scattered around in the bottom left corner. That's this much larger, much flatter rock. And there's no bones on top of it. It looks like maybe this is where Billy would sleep. Like that's where he would kind of rest. And there's a very thin sort of rope ladder that's behind that rock. Much too small for Billy to climb up without breaking it. But it looks like maybe if somebody ever needed to come down here, that's how they would do it.
Well, we can go motion for how to get people out.
Yeah. You guys just want to start climbing up the ladder?
Yeah, once we've gathered up all the servants and Ribbons and Goop and all them.
Absolutely. You guys can take as long as you want for that, however many minutes, hours, days even, if you'd like.
Doesn't seem like the most pleasant place to rest. We might get an infection, so...
Yeah, true. It's true.
MRSA hanging out down here.
All right, we'll say that you guys collect yourselves. You're not necessarily rushing to get out, but you also don't want to stay around here for any longer than you need to. And anybody want to go on the rickety-looking ladder first? Does anybody, or are we just all climbing up it at the same time?
I feel like I'll go first.
Okay.
Sneaky.
one on the ladder at a time so it doesn't break.
Probably smart. Give me a d20 for just some dexterity save.
Okay. Let's see, that is a 12 plus 6. 18.
Okay. As you climb up, there are a few of the rungs that break, but you have 4 points of contact pretty much at all times, so it's really not that dangerous for you. It looks like they were just all rotted out and things like that. You test the other ones as you go up. You're kind of intentionally trying to hit them a bit to make sure that they are stable enough for Call, who is has much more mass and weighs a lot more. And you do. You make it to the top. It takes you probably maybe, 3 minutes or so to climb up. And there is a sort of like escape hatch, if you will, that's above you. You can kind of push open and that sort of deal.
I would like to then push it open and peek up over the edge, see if there's anything.
Yeah, you do. It's not locked or anything, and you peek up over the edge. You see that kind of just there's no dungeoneering anymore. Well, I don't know what the best one would be for this. Give me a... Nah, that's fine. There used to be a check for this in older D&D editions where you would be to kind of have a sense of where you are in like a dungeon in caves. Is called dungeoneering. You can tell you're probably in the room that you guys didn't check that was locked before. It's a pretty empty room. It's, again, pretty small. It's maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. And there is a pedestal in the middle with a glass over top with a red antler that is just sitting in the middle.
Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to whisper down, looks clear. And I'm going to...
Okay. You are like 50 feet up in the air, so they can't hear you, but that's okay. You can do that
actually, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that anyway. That's probably for the best. They want them to think we're dead. I don't want to yell down. So I'm just going to...
Good call.
Scooch on up and try to just keep an eye out to see if there's any... I'm going to look for traps.
Since
floors be falling out and shit.
Yeah. Give me a perception.
I feel good about this one. I think I'm going to see things.
Yeah.
I believe in myself.
Believe.
I believed so hard. I got a nat 20 on this one. I swear to God.
I believe you. I believe you.
It's probably going to be in a room where there are no fucking traps anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it feels like a moral victory at this point.
You want me to put like one trap in?
Yes, please.
Okay. You see a mouse trap that's at the base of the pedestal. Real rat problem in the dungeon. Real rat problem.
Ratty, watch out!
You see it though. You see it.
I'm gonna make a note to send Ratty in that direction because fuck Ratty.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Besides that, you don't see any traps.
Okay, then I'm going to move forward, and I want to go and just kind of inspect the red antler.
Okay. While you're doing that, Call and Nigel, do you guys have a specific preference for who climbs up next? If you guys just tell me the order, essentially, you guys want to climb up, that's gonna be good enough.
I'll go last, just in case something breaks.
Okay.
All right, I'll go up.
Okay.
So give it
we'll just
roll?
say that one by one. Nah, you each go up. Mendax tested the steps as she went up, so she broke all the ones that were pretty heavy, or pretty crappy anyways. Yeah, you guys all on your own pace go up there. Mendax, you said you're taking a look at the red antler, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a red antler. It's very similar to the ones that you guys have found earlier. Do you still have them? No, you placed them in the door. That's right. They fused into the door, and there was one missing spot, presumably for this one.
So I would like to yoink it.
You remove the glass. Nothing happens. And you take it.
I would like to take that red antler.
You have taken it. Put that in your inventory. Okay, well, we didn't need that.
Down one bell,
right.
up one antler.
True. And a cloak. Don't forget the cloak. That is gone now, too.
You know what? I was intentionally not mentioning that because it still hurts.
It's a sore spot.
Yeah.
Thank you for that salt. Appreciate it.
What did he give you? Oh, yeah, he gave you guys a wand. That's right.
No. He didn't trade for it.
Hey,
Nigel gave him a wand and let him take off of my cloak.
No, I thought he gave Nigel he did trade for it. He gave Nigel something.
He traded something else for it, but he didn't trade with my cloak. My cloak was collateral damage.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing to do with it.
I forgot. That was good. That was some.
Was it? Not exactly the word I would use.
It was the worst trade deal of all time.
Hey man, Schlorp Glorbson, he's just trying to make a living out here.
Like, after last week, I was hoping against hope that we would see fucking Big Boss Man, like, dabbing the corners of his mouth with it or something. And I'm like, I've got a chance to get it back.
No. Schlorp Glorbson is not affiliated with the bandits. He's his own thing, man.
Schlorp Glorpson is a disgusting piece of shit thief.
He's a strong, independent blob.
He is a blob.
He doesn't even forage on purpose. It's just sad. It's
just
pathetic, really.
He's an honest trader over here.
Like once I identify this slime wand, we're gonna realize it like spawns fancy shoes or something. It's gonna be amazing. It's all gonna be worth it, okay?
It could be good, actually. It could spawn cloaks.
Or it could be crap.
It could be a twig that he pulled off of a bush when he slimed his way through it.
Oh, Schlorp Glorbson, you're the best. Alrighty. Yeah, you have everybody, let's say everyone's up in the room. And you have the red antler. The door is still shut.
And the room is room 13.
It is room 13.
The largest dungeon map.
Indeed. This dungeon has been quite the adventure. I will have to remember how long it takes for us to do these. I legitimately thought, 3 sessions, they'll get through this. Not a fucking chance.
Has it been like 8 now, I think?
It has been a majority of Arc 2 has been this singular dungeon. But that's okay. I mean, I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. But yeah, you've been in here for a while.
The Grand Dungeon, episode 69.
Yeah. Please, God, no.
I mean, I also feel like our changed goal from finding the food to clearing out the entire dungeons that the town can move into here also made us check every single room and every single corner.
Yeah, that's true.
Although we do
That
still
is
have
true.
an entire barracks wing full of bandits. Unless, Wolfie got them. Or Blind God of Darkness.
Blind
Armory.
God. I do
Gothel.
like Blind God. I do
All
like
these
it.
blind motherfuckers in these dungeons.
It's a common theme. What can I say? Okay, you guys are in the room. What would you guys like to do?
Could I go check the door?
You can.
I'm going to check
What are
the
you-
door.
Are you like inspecting the door?
I am inspecting it.
Okay. Give me
'Cause I've
a
been
perception
blown up by a
roll.
door here already.
Yeah. Go for it. Perception.
Sure, it's not investigation.
I'm pretty sure.
I know.
am
I'm just
pretty
begging because investigation is +6 and perception ain't shit. I got an 11 plus 1 is 12.
Okay. You feel pretty confident there's no traps on the door.
There are no traps here, gentlemen. We're clear.
Excellent. There's
All
nothing
right.
else in the room, really?
Nope. Just the red
I'm
antler.
going to open the door.
It's open. You exit the other side. You see Hoffel there with Broderick, I think I renamed the bandit to, who's still there.
Is the wolf still in the cage?
Give me a d20.
A 3.
He is not.
Oh, he moved on.
Yeah.
I mean, that
To
was
the
the
next-
point, but now I kind of miss him.
To the next corpse that's like probably 10 feet in the other direction. Nigel, as you walk through the door, you get a little like thrum of magic.
That's just feel a little thrum. Like maybe we
thrum.
set a tripwire or something, or an alarm potentially.
You know that there are enchanted doors. There are things you can do to doors to enchant them. If you give me an arcana. Give me an arcana.
We may have just activated something. I feel some sort of magical tripwire just went. Something on this doorway.
Can I roll to
11.
assist?
What's my plus on arcana? +6, so 17.
I am proficient in Arcana.
Oh god, that's right, you are. Yes, you don't have to roll, you just aid. You're just basically like comparing arcane notes. No, you're like helping him look at the door. You're not sending him. You have no magic powers. Sorry, what did you roll, Nigel? 16, 17?
17 with the modifier, yeah.
+2 from the aid is 19. You can tell as you just kind of take a second, like, what the heck was that? You want to make sure that you didn't set off some kind of collapse the dungeon tripwire or something like that. No, you can see that this door only opens from one side. It's magically enchanted to not be opened from the outside and to only be opened from the inside.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, cool. All right, I explained that to these guys, and we're all good. So does that mean we're back in room... that previous one? Sorry, I forget the numbers.
Yeah, I think it should be
11.
Yeah. Yep, that's where you're at.
All right. Time to get some revenge, shall we?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the plan?
So
Is the floor back up? Or is it one of those things where the floor's destroyed and then like he's got to get people to build a bridge to get his...
No, the floor is back up. The floor is if you so where you are wasn't affected, but it was basically all of room 12. if you peek your head in, you can see that the floor is back up, and he's like ringing a bell really loudly, trying to call for his minions to come and assist him.
I want that bell.
I have an idea.
What?
Okay.
What if you shoot him through the doorway, and I, invisibly, use my scythe teleport over to the lever, so when he runs to get to the door, we pull the lever and he falls down.
I like that.
Using your common sense, you don't think he can actually run. You don't think he can move from where he is without assistance.
Oh, really? He's like,
Yeah.
That's even better. If we have that common sense, then why don't we just stand back and pelt him from afar?
Do whatever you want.
I have no invisibility juice left, I believe.
You just did your Pearl of Power to regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Yeah, I only have greater invisibility in my spell book right now, though, not regular invisibility.
And that's
so-
4th level.
Yeah, and that's 4th level. So I actually don't have my regular invis spell prepared today.
It's okay, I use my common bird sense wisdom, which states that he probably can't move from the chair, so the plan wouldn't work.
But yeah, we
Try
can
to
try and just shoot some arrows at
push
him
him
from
in.
across the gap. Teleport
Yeah,
across
whatever
and
you
just
want to do.
have a stab at him potentially. Yeah.
Oh, I
mean,
could
it's not-
still...
If you can't move, then as long as you can stab him from 10 feet away, you could probably just scythe at him and we can shoot at him arrows and firebolts. And old saucer nips won't be able to do a damn thing about it.
Yeah. Well,
You
should-
let me know the plan.
Well, I still need to teleport across if I want to melee.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, do you want to go in first to make sure you can get across before the floor's down? Because I don't think you can jump across the whole room, right?
Sure.
Right, yes, you definitely have to go across first.
And then me and Mendax will stay just outside the doorway. We'll just prop the door open and blast at him from long range.
Oh, I mean, there's also the option of Carl teleports over and destroys the lever.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
And then we
it.
just waltz over there very calmly and stick
gonna
a
throw
rapier
this-
down his throat.
Just gonna throw this out there. He is not very strong, so I'm just gonna let you know that yeah, that was kind of his one trick that he had. So whatever you guys decide to do is probably gonna work.
He's basically just a Wally character. It's starting
Yeah.
to dawn on me. Where's my milkshake?
He's not doing anything.
Well, in that case, then we should probably fuck with him. So, I can just go in, teleport behind him, and then tap him on the shoulder, and then make sure that his thing is disabled so he can't drop you down again, and then we'll arrest him. Or kill him. Or arrest him, then kill him.
Okay, yeah,
Torturing,
whatever you want to
human
do.
Slave taking. I'm good with the killing in this case.
Oh, he's got to die. He had nothing but female servants chained up for him. If there's not an underlying subtext to that, very Jabba the Hutt, slave Leia style, then I'll eat one of my jeweled stolen shoes. So he needs to
Yeah.
die.
Before we went in there, I did see him pulling one towards him on the chain and sticking his tongue out in a rather gross manner. He needs to be put down.
Unforgivable. Well, I'm
Okay,
persuaded.
just for the record, that did not happen. But whatever you want to tell them.
They believe me, okay?
They do. They do.
Believe me.
I just don't want people to think I'm some kind of weird DM that's doing weird things. That is all. That's all I'm trying to set the record straight.
Well, let's get him then.
Okay, how are you going to get him?
Well, first, just to build some general hype for the situation, and also to scare him,
I would go,
from the other side of the door. Ryan.
Okay.
And then, with a great level of drama, open the door, and then teleport over there?
Yeah, you definitely surprised him. He's scared. It looked like he was certainly expecting that you guys were dead, and that Nigel's trick of conjuration worked. Or sorry, of illusions rather worked. You teleport over there. He doesn't even notice that you're near him. What would you like to do?
I would like to smash the mechanism that causes the floor to fall down.
Okay, give me a strength check. Just D20 plus strength.
Strong bird. Fierce bird.
I believe you get advantage on strength when you're raging. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We'll just say I'm raging. Might as well.
You did. You did that outside. You did the... Is that not what that meant?
12 plus 3 is 14.
12 plus 3 is 15.
12 plus 3 is 15.
Good effort. Yes, you smashed the lever. It splinters as it was made of wood and basically just shatters. Doesn't look like you could activate it very easily without some time to actually like wedge something and maybe push whatever the mechanism is.
I'll just say next to him, boo. And then I'll yell, floor safe.
Yeah, he'll go, what? I thought you was dead.
Well, you put us down in that pit, and, I ate him.
Ew. You ate Billy?
Yeah.
That's
What's a fight?
gross.
Yeah, it was really gross. Wouldn't
All
advise
right.
it.
Well, you've got me then, I guess. I'll give up to your coppers.
You surrender, then?
Yep. The old Law for Doors run, I guess, has come to an end. Time for prison, then, eh? All right. Get the cart or whatever. Wheel me out of here.
Oh no, not prison.
What? Jail? I don't know what you're calling it these days.
I generally call it death.
Generally death.
Just a general death. I
Mendax,
think-
the general of death.
I am General Death.
That's awesome.
My 4 stars right here.
He kind of looks a bit confused.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, how much do you want then? What is it then? What's the cost of bribes these days?
The death of all of your men in the barracks. For your life.
Okay. Go ahead.
No. You have to kill them.
Well, I would assume you being here means they're probably already dead.
You would think.
Yes, I would.
Okay, well then if that can't be a deal, then I guess just death it is. How much is the honor of one slave woman worth to you? Let alone 5, let alone the countless others you've had chained up in your quote-unquote service. How much is the deaths of children in the forest crying from hunger because you stole their food worth? How much would that be worth to you? Saucer nips.
Not to mention the wolf.
Also, I was saving that for really the climax, like coming back. But absolutely number 1, you caged up a wolf.
That made Mendax very upset.
He's basically just gonna shrug.
Where's the sword you were holding earlier?
He has it like tucked in. It's kind of like squished under some fat rolls. There's grease and lard kind of on it, and he kind of pulls out. What this?
Yes.
His toothpick, and he'll just like flick it. You can have it, whatever, if that's your price.
Oh no, I just wanted the sword. It won't save you. Could I go stab him now?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I would like to kill him.
Okay. How are you doing that?
I've got the rapier, and I would like to just stab him through the throat and then up towards the top of the head. I don't think, honestly, at this point, anyone could find his dick, so I think trying to stab that is a fruitless exercise. I don't think even he's seen it in probably at least 10 to 20 years.
But
at
the
this
thought
point,
is
it's
noted.
missing persons.
Right.
The thought is noted. Got it. Yeah, you quickly just sort of, with that natural grace that you have, move effortlessly, catch the rapier out of the air, and just in one swift movement, sort of just jab this up through the bottom of his chin and into his brain. His eyes kind of space out and go slack. They lose focus, and blood starts to sort of trickle down out of his mouth. As he spasms for a few moments, and then eventually lets out just a death gasp, and dies.
Whoa. That was brutal.
I should have asked him about Gothel, shouldn't I?
Well, that is way too late now.
Oh, well.
He is big dead.
Oh, yes.
Gonna have to scrap that whole side quest.
Ribbons could bring him back and we can interrogate him and then you could kill him again. Wait, we just wanted to ask you one quick question.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Look, I know we started off on the wrong foot here.
I use animate dead on the corpse.
You have a boulder of a corpse that can't move.
You know, I can make its jaw just, and I can.
Yeah, Lorfadal, super dead. You guys have essentially completed the dungeon. Congratulations. There only remains one room.
I'd like to take the bell and put that in my pack to replace the bell that I lost down below.
Yeah, it's more like a handbell. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah,
Ooh,
exactly.
yes. Perfect. I'll take that.
Yep,
It's going to get the attention of a, absent-minded barkeep at some point, so I'll take it.
Okay, sure.
How much work would it be to cut his head off?
A lot. I mean, probably, okay, I say a lot. Probably like a few minutes.
I would like to cut his head off.
Okay, you don't really, I mean, unless you're like slicing with dagger, that will be fine. Yeah, you can do that. You can take some minutes and do that.
Okay, I would like to do that, because I really, as much as I love, loot, I don't really want to go grasping through his rolls to see what he has, but I'm banking on the fact that at some point we will probably have to go back through this dungeon, and I would like the intimidation of throwing the leader's head into the barracks room to induce him to clear out. So I would like to cut his head off and attach it to my belt for that potential purpose later.
You've done so. You are about 25 pounds heavier. But you do. Oh, God. Yeah. You take the painstaking minutes to do that. And you also, again, you have the rapier. It is pretty sloppy and gross, but you do have it.
Is there anything in the room here that we could get?
What?
Is there anything in the room here we could get?
The room is definitely blank now because he dumped everything into the pit beneath you guys. He has a crown, which is grease and food stains all over it, but it does have like gems. I assume that's still on his head. I'm not quite sure what Mendax did with it. And he has a cape of very fine quality, also stained with grease and food. But he does have those two things that are of immediate sort of, oh yeah, that looks pretty expensive. I'm not sure if you removed the cape before you did all that, but it may also have a ton of blood on it now, too.
No, but I was definitely, leaning him over towards the table.
Okay.
So the cape, I feel like, would have been, maybe on the clasp of the cape, at the front
We'll
part,
say your friends helped you, because it would take a tremendous amount of strength to move him. But everybody helped. Everybody pitched in.
I'll take the cape and I'll like
them over.
I'll grab it, then I'll flap it to get some of the gross off.
Oh yeah, and a lot of gross flaps away. But there is still a bunch of stains and just grease. It's just greasy. It's gross. But yeah, you do what you can.
So I'll take the cloak of greater grossness, or give it to Bendax if she wants a cape.
Oh, that's very sweet. I mean, I'll take it. You never know. Just
Okay, are you gonna put it on?
I mean, I feel like it would probably be huge on me.
It's pretty big.
Just completely swamp my petite figure.
It would drag behind you, that's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I probably couldn't wear it. Then if it's going to drag behind me, I feel like that's definitely going to affect my dexterity and acrobatics. Carl, I love the cape. I think it's going to remind me of an excellent time where I killed and decapitated the corpse of a really large piece of shit. But wearing it, I don't think is very, prudent because of the length of the cape on my frame. Would it fit better for you?
I don't know if I'd wear a cape like that. Maybe Nigel could use it, or at the very least we can take this and then identify and see if it's got any magic to it.
I could take it with me, and even if it's not magic, I can always have it hemmed up at the, first place we stop with the tailor.
Yeah, get it tailored. That's a good idea.
You put a
clean.
little princess
Get it
teams in it,
washed.
wrap it around. Be fine.
It's been sandwiched between him and the wall for God knows how long. So there's also, it smells bad.
But why don't you carry it for now?
Sure. We'll just kind of fold it up.
Sure.
Yeah, if anything's too gross, you can always like strap it to.
You kind of wring it out. Some of the sweat that's definitely in there. You just kind of.
So disgusting.
Yeah.
Some of his back knee probably popped on it too.
I wasn't gonna go there, but hey, sure.
It's a logical step forward.
I mean, if you're eating that much all day, yeah. Oof.
So I'm
He has
adding
cold cuts seeping from his pores. There's no way he doesn't have rampant back knee.
I'm adding an item, greater cloak of mighty grossness.
Okay. Are you keeping the crown as well, Mendex?
I mean, absolutely.
Okay. You just make sure you note it down that you have that, and it's
I
that
am
too.
going to put that down. Okay, let me see. It's
Rapier
not a
as
weapon.
well. Yeah.
And the rapier.
And the rapier. I haven't added that one yet though because I don't know how I should title it, but I do before I even add that to the infantry, I think I would like to try to put the stone into it.
Okay. Are you gonna try to clean it off at all first, or just straight up gonna pop the stone in?
I mean, I don't really want his, gut grease on my shirt or anything that I have, so I'm just gonna try to pop it right in, I think.
Okay. You take the stone out of sort of the wrapping that you had it in. It is again once you have it in your hand, it begins to heat up to get to be a very, very hot temperature. You place it into the fitting, and it's a perfect match. It fits in there easily. However, it doesn't take hold. It's kind of just like if you move it, it falls back out.
Okay, I'll wrap the gem back up. I don't know if it's too greasy or if this is going to take some kind of weaponsmith to get this gem to stay in, but it definitely was made. This is the sword it was made for. Why it's not saying, I don't know.
Well, it could be an evil sword and you have to kill someone with it first.
She has done that. She did do that.
Oh.
Maybe it's a good sword and I'm not supposed to kill anyone with it.
What a useless sword!
No, I mean, maybe you have to kill someone with the gem in it, and then it gets stuck.
Oh, good point. Is Roderick still sitting out front?
Roderick? Yes, he is.
Because I
He
could
is
set the
tied up
gem in
out
there
front.
and then go kill Roderick, because I still hate him for what he did to the wolf.
Yeah, up to you. Whatever you guys want to do.
We killed the boss. He can face justice in town as well.
Perhaps we'll let Hoffel, once he calms down, have more of a say of the justice for him, since Hoffel was the one locked in the cage with the wolf.
Sure. So maybe we can go and corral the 5 servants and then the farmer lord and go start
Just
moving
farmer.
toward room 14.
Okay.
Yes, go start moving towards Antler Wing.
Sounds good. Yeah, you round them all up. It looks like Hoffel has calmed down pretty substantially. You guys have been gone for a while, so he said he was very worried about you guys, but he's very happy to see you again and that you're safe, and very excited to be rid of this dungeon. In turn, all of the servants also thank you and just show their appreciation for getting to leave. They thought that their lives were over.
And remember, just say no to bandits.
Project doesn't say anything. He looks pretty down, but he's not saying much. He's trying to avoid death.
He should be trying very, very hard.
He's not very smart, so I mean, he's just he's doing whatever he thinks he should do. Yeah, you have everybody minus Sniz Wimbledon, who is somewhere in the dungeon potentially, and the dwarf outside. But yeah, the rest of the people that you found, you have them all safe and in one room. What is the plan?
Let's put the red antler in its spot and see what happens.
Agreed.
Yeah, you all walk towards the red antler. You do not see the wolf on the way. So that is going to the door, basically to room 14. You put the Mendex, you have the red antler, so you put that in the remaining slot. Yep. So it is one of the. It's like a 3 sort of horned stag is what this iron, almost statuesque type of wall is depicting, and it has the greens and it has the blues all sort of spilled out onto the canvas. But now when you put the red antler there as well, it starts to bleed into everything else, and it turns into this very vibrant, very very beautiful picture. In fact, it looks real essentially, and in fact you can see some of the iron works starting to move behind it. Some of the trees start to sway in the wind. The stag itself sort of begins to look around as if the picture is alive. And it in fact starts to trot off into the distance, into this iron work. And sort of these vines start to appear from the bottom of this wall and peel away the iron that's there, opening up the passageway to room 14.
Ooh.
How lovely. That's the best door I've ever seen. But still,
It's a
fuck
pretty,
doors.
Yeah, still.
I mean, was it even really a door? It's
It was
kind
more of a gate.
wall, like a gate. A
We could call it
portcullis.
a gate. Sure.
Okay. What's the plan? You have the hallway now open, and the torches that line the hallway start to sort of flame up one by one, revealing the way.
Very Phantom of the Opera style in my head. Okay, I'll go first, because
Okay.
sneak. So I like to sneak forward with my usual rapier at the ready. I'm going to sheath put the golden one in my belt because I already put the gem up, and it's so greasy I can't trust my hand, holding it. So rapier
Okay.
and sneaky prick out and sneakily walking down the hallway.
Okay, sounds good. You begin to walk down the hallway. You don't sense or detect any other presences around you other than your friends. What are you doing with the NPCs that are following you? Do you want them to wait outside? Or do you want them to come with you into room 14?
I would probably tell them to wait here and we'll let them know when it's safe.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
They'll do that. They have no problems obeying what you're saying. Mendex, you sort of lead the way. I'm assuming just call Nigel. The hallway is about 10 feet across, so you can pretty all comfortably just walk at your own paces next to each other. Yeah, as you start to walk past each of the torches, it almost crackles and changes it changes colors in a way, not very vibrantly, but you just see different hues sort of splashing on the wall and the ground and the ceiling of this room. It all looks carved. None of it looks natural. It looks like this was all created. You enter room 14, which is sort of a circular room. It's like a just a big it's a square room rather, but there is only it's like a hallway that goes around the outside. There's a wall, sort of a smaller square wall on the inside, and as you see in there, it just depicts this beautiful nature scene. Once again, very similar to the one that you guys saw on the wall outside. As you turn right, you sort of begin to see what looks like the stages of growth, starting from pretty barren to beginning to flourish some plants, into these sort of grasses and mighty trees growing, animals moving all around. And as you continue walking around this room, you see that it begins to show the cycle of death as well, as things age and get old and things turn to nothing and decay. But it seems like it's all very circular, right? One thing bleeds into another, and the cycle begins again. There is another passageway going down, or the passageway going back. There's sort of like an add-on that you can see on the map. Ignore that. That's not there.
Well, we've made it this far through the dungeon. We may as well check the final room, no?
Indeed. You follow a hallway that sort of curves around to the left as you're facing it. It's a pretty large hallway. Again, there are the beautiful, flowing types of pictures. It looks alive on the walls, as if you could reach out and touch the things that are in there. You see lots of different scenes now. This looks like it depicts humanity and the different races of the world as they grow to know each other, and the different wars throughout history that have happened, and the eventual sort of defeats of certain kingdoms, which make way for the raising of new ones, sort of, again, following that same circular lifestyle, or that circular cycle, rather, of sort of growth into a climax of just like prosperity, into some sort of destructive phase, into nothingness, into growth once again. It's these sort of repeating themes as you guys are walking along. And finally, it leads you to the last room, which is just a very simple square room. There's no pictures on the sides. But in the center of the room is one final pedestal, and there floating above is sort of it's a shadowy, sort of smoky orb. It's not contained in glass. It's free. It's almost like it's just like a gas or smoke that's just sitting there and not moving, but it is not moving anywhere else in the room, rather, but staying just maybe a foot up off of this pedestal and sort of swirling around and in on itself.
Whoa. It's a shadowy orb.
Mm-hmm.
Does it remind
Nigel, you
us...
got any read on this?
Can I roll Arcana?
You can.
18 plus 6, 24.
A very solid Arcana roll. This is something that's foreign to you, Nigel. It definitely has some off-putting energy, but it doesn't feel like magic. Not to you.
Can I get out the Lantern of Seeking?
Sure, certainly can.
And just see if it does anything.
It does not.
This is the lantern that we use to track the lich through
Yeah.
the snowy
I was
area.
just concerned that it might be a part of him or something.
It does nothing. The lantern does not react to the shadowy orb.
Yeah, I don't recognize this. It doesn't feel like any sort of magic. This is something beyond my knowledge.
Well, we don't necessarily need to try to take it. We've more or less achieved our mission here. We could come back for it. Or we could risk it and try to take it.
I mean, is there anything we have that we could, like, toss into it first? Because these cycles got me a little bit worried. I don't know if this orb is what it does, but I also have a feeling that potentially if we go to grab it, our hands could age 90 years.
A rare moment where one of my comrades seems to be cautious and showing wisdom. I'm very impressed, Mendax. I'm honestly surprised we've been here for 2 minutes and no one's stuck their hand into it already just to see what happens. I pull a stone out of my pocket and toss it through the orb.
Sure, you toss it through the orb, and it appears through the other side. It just goes through it. It looks like some of the smoke is disrupted for a moment, but it quickly just kind of forms back to doing what it was doing. You hear the stone clatter on the ground on the other side of the room.
Ribbons, do you have any idea what this is?
He'll sort of he'll kind of reach his hand out almost like, I don't know, Jedi style, I guess.
It's a Yoda.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. And he kind of concentrates and he'll just say, no, I'm not sure what this is.
Maybe it only reacts to biological elements. Things that can have a life cycle. Things that can live and can die. So maybe we should have Roderick come in here and stick his finger in the smoky orb. And if he does that and he lives, I won't try to kill him.
Trial by orb. Savage, but fitting for this world. Let's do it.
I mean, nothing. It could be that nothing happens. He just pisses himself a bit and his finger smells like a vape pen.
What's a vape pen?
No, it's a tiefling thing. You wouldn't know.
No. So we have a test dummy for the shadow orb.
All right, I go and
We've got
grab
a smoke test dummy.
I grab Broderick and bring him in.
Okay, he's in. Whoa, what's that?
It's a ball. We need you to finger it.
What?
Just go stick your finger in that ball.
I'm all tied up. I can't.
I think you can.
He definitely tied his hands behind his back. He certainly can't.
I'll untie his hands.
Okay, go stick your face in the ball.
I'll untie his hands.
All right. Okay. Broderick will walk over to the smoky orb as he sort of cautiously approaches. He's not really sure what's going on, but he's too stupid to really realize what's happening. As he approaches, the orb does seem to react to his presence. It begins to sort of swirl almost more furiously. You want to do anything or continue to let him approach?
I'm good. I remember how he laughed at Hoffel's terror in the cage. I'm fine with letting him walk towards the orb.
Would we know anything intuitively bad was going to happen?
You have an ominous feeling. Your gut tells you that, I don't know. Your gut is confused.
We could toss a piece of meat in there first to see as well. I mean, it's not living, so it might be past the cycle that would actually activate it. But if anyone's feeling bad, we could always just toss a bit of jerky in there first.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
He's still approaching it. I'll say he's about 5 feet away, unless you guys want to tell him to stop.
I'm simply watching.
Let him touch it. If this gives him superpowers and he becomes a real dick, I'm going to be so pissed.
You don't know what's going to happen. Call?
I don't feel like I know enough to change course.
Okay, so everyone is fine with the plan of letting him reach out and touch it. Just looking for a vocal confirmation on this one.
Fondle that ball, Roderick.
Fondle that ball, Roderick.
Fondle that ball.
Okay, and Call, you're also wanting him to fondle the ball.
You're giving me multiple chances, which tells me that something bad is going to happen.
I am simply making sure that whatever happens next, You guys wanted this to happen. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen.
I'm not a magic expert, even though I know arcane stuff and how to speak wind. But aside from those things, I would trust Nigel's plan here.
Okay. Broderick gets right up next to the orb. It is now swirling just extremely, almost violently at this point. Smoke is sort of almost lashing out into the air. But once again coming back in and containing into this ball kind of structure. Broderick, he kind of hesitantly, he looks back to you guys. He's kind of unsure. And you're all just like standing there kind of waiting to see what happens. And he nods his head and he reaches out and very just ever so slightly he touches the smoke form, the ball of smoke that's there. And we're just going to have to wait until next time to see what happens.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Because that is the end of our session for today. I think you're muted. Oh, no, you're not. Your sound clipped through the microphone. But yeah, this was quite a fun one. We'll just have to wait to see what happens to poor Broderick.
Maybe we all died again.
Maybe.
I'm like immediately regretting this because I'm like, why would they keep a weapon behind so many cool things? Like they had a fucking god behind one door. And this you had to go through an entire dungeon to get 3 separate keys to get through this, to get to this orb. So maybe the orb is actually something good and we've done fucked up.
Yeah. Or it turns them into another Gothel. Who knows?
That is also true.
It's just going to be a very stupid Gothel. Actually, Gothel wasn't the brightest either, was he? He was just badass.
Well, regardless of what happens, we're just going to have to wait until the next time we can all meet up for Wayfarers, episode 12.
In any case, we did excellent work, especially against Billy. That was a very one-sided fight.
Very concise.
We were in the groove. We used the spells we needed to do, the fairy fire, the haste.
Actually used
Absolutely.
thaumaturgy for like the second time ever.
And that was
Kind of
clever.
incredible.
And the bell play.
Incredible.
The bell play. It worked.
I didn't get smashed into a door. It was a good time.
That's true.
And
And
you
you
did
punched
shit
a
talking.
you punched an ogre.
Sucker
That
punch.
was pretty cool.
Yes, you did. I believe we're not doing D&D next week because Pig is going to be away, if that is correct.
This
but
is-
the week
this is
after.
right. The week after is probably. I believe.
All right. A good old probably. And that we will just have to take. But we will see you guys all next time. I had a lot of fun today, and I hope you guys did too.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wayfarers. We'll see you on the next one.